Hey, everybody. Welcome to Flash Friday. Bad news. Scotty's back. Sorry. Try to get rid of him. Tried our damnedest to get rid of his ass, but here he is again.
You're a parasite that easy.
Yeah.
Scotty's like Lestat, dude. We fucking stabbed him in the heart and rolled him in a sheet and threw him in the fucking bog for the alligators to eat him. And then he showed up the other night playing the piano. And we're like, what the fuck?
And then the next time we see him, he's got his own movie, but it's not quite as good.
Like, oh, no.
At least I have a movie, TJ.
Yeah, at least you got your own movie.
It may be a shit movie. It may suck. It may not hold up at all. Well, never have held up. There was nothing to hold up.
I gotta say, Tom Cruise in that movie, he's pretty fucking great as Lestat, dude.
Dude,
say what you want about the craziness of Tom Cruise and say what you want about the overratedness of Tom Cruise as an actor. He's fucking good in that movie.
That movie, the three primary roles in that movie, in my opinion, are Louis, Lestat, and I can't remember the little girl's name. All three of those principal, the little girl.
I don't remember her name. It was Kirsten Dunst that played the
Kirsten Dunst's like breakout role.
Yeah,
and all three of those were so expertly cast. Like fucking Brad Pitt's normal, like emotionless kind of shit, like played so well into Louis' character.
Yep.
Tom Cruise's crazy Scientology shit was just so accessible and on the surface, and fucking Lestat, and it just made him perfect. And I gotta say, like, we've talked about child performances here before,
and they're usually goddamn awful,
dude. When you look at Kirsten Dunst's performance in fucking Interview with the Vampire, tell me that's not one of the finest, if not the finest, child performance you've ever.
It's like her and the kid from The Sixth Sense, basically.
They had to take like an 11-year-old girl or a 10-year-old girl, however old she was at the time, and tell her, like, okay, look, you look 11, but you're actually like 100, and you have to act like you're 100 years old, like you've been around forever, but you're still a child because you never, you know what I mean? They had to explain that concept to her,
and she had to get it, and she had to deliver on it
and translate it into a fucking performance. I mean, like,
which is crazy.
Blowing.
Yeah, and even Antonio Banderas as like the super over the top Armand performance is just like a fucking boatload of fun. So.
That movie's
great. I gotta rewatch that movie. I rewatch that movie every couple of years. That's like one of the ones that's my go-to. And the homoeroticism throughout the movie, like, c'est magnifique. You know what I mean?
Well, it's vampires. But like, dude, here's where you're gonna diverge from me.
All right.
I know it's a shit movie, but I like.
Don't do it now. God damn it, Paul! Why you gotta go say that shit, bro? Come on, Paul. It was so bad. It was so bad.
I know it's a shit movie.
All right,
but
well,
it's a rewatchable shit movie.
Okay, well, I mean, so, are you basically telling me it's a guilty pleasure?
Yes,
I guess I can get behind that. That's all right. It's not so bad that it's like whatever, but
the stat though is Tom Cruise did a better job.
It has
was it Stuart Townsend or whatever? Is that the dude's name?
He was a thing for about a couple years.
Yeah, he sucked. And Aaliyah, oh my god. Okay, so Aaliyah died right around the same time it came out, and that's. Okay,
she died before
it came out. Yeah.
Her role had to be like completely reimagined in the film.
I gotta say though that she was terrible. I mean, I guess that maybe there were some scenes she would have done if she'd lived that would have made it work, but oof.
I don't know, dude. Like I kind of feel like there's that scene. Okay, you remember the scene where Akasha, that's her name.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The she's like the ancient origin of the vampire. She's like the original vampire.
Like her and Kane.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is,
or anyway, whatever. Yeah, her husband that she kills, but whatever.
But it's like so Akasha comes back to life, and she walks into that vampire club. That scene is dope. Like, she does a good job with that because she looks alien as she walks in there, and everybody stares at her, and then they try to attack her, and she just kind of like, and they burn. Like I think that aesthetically she worked. I think that if she hadn't died in a fucking plane crash halfway through, her role probably would have been way.
See, I remember that exact scene you're talking about, and for me, it was like it highlighted why I don't like her in the role. See, and the reason why is because like I feel like she was supposed to move like sort of like seductively and snake-like, and I think she tries, but to me, she looks way stiff, which is really weird. But
I like it because
maybe the stiffness wasn't intentional, and I'm interpreting it wrong. That's true.
She doesn't look like a belly dancer. She looks like something that moves in a different way than people move now, and that has her own kind of rhythm that she moves to. I don't know. I liked that scene.
It's kind of a disjointed story, though. I think the story is, I mean, like the performances, you can argue all day long, one way or the other, but I think the story just doesn't work.
Yeah, the whole Talamasca shit, where like, and the lead chick sucks. Like the one who wants to be a vampire.
Dude.
Yeah, she sucks. So yeah, it has its problems.
There's some pretty cool stuff in the soundtrack. They had Jonathan Davis do the soundtrack, and he did like all these different songs for it.
Redeemer, I still listen to that song. Then there's Godhead was on the soundtrack.
Forsaken.
Yep.
Disturbed,
a bunch of original songs done for it. Actually, in the movie, it's Jonathan Davis singing it all, but on the soundtrack they put out in stores, they had all these other singers do it because there was like a conflict. So Jonathan Davis couldn't actually sing his songs on the soundtrack, so he got a bunch of other singers he knew, like David Draymond and Marilyn Manson and some other people, to come and like. And every one of them did a good job too. Like
I saw that movie because I won a pair of tickets from a Fresno radio station, like a call-in contest, and I won like 10 tickets to the midnight premiere of that and a copy of the album.
That's cool. The album is cooler than the movie by far. I gotta say.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about fucking that bullshit. It's time to fucking get into the fucking news, I guess. So let's talk about news. Flavored cigarettes and e-cigs will soon be banned in California. Because that's California's big concern right now, of course.
Yeah, good job.
When
issues in California, the state. Hey, California, congratulations on over 700,000 cases of coronavirus. You guys are doing it.
You're racked by the coronavirus. Your state is on fire. And there's like a gigantic homelessness problem. But you know what? You got your eye on the prize. Banning them flavored cigarettes. That's going to solve it all. Look, this is such government overreach, in my opinion. I mean, like, I know that cigarettes are bad. I smoked cigarettes for a long time. There'll probably come a day where I'm going to smoke cigarettes again because I just know the trajectory of a smoker and I'm realistic about it. I see Paul's ass down there. I know how it goes. You quit for a while, then eventually, in a moment of weakness, it creeps back in your life. But whatever, like. Cigarettes are bad. You shouldn't fucking smoke cigarettes, blah, 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 blah. But at the same time, like, if a fucking adult wants to smoke a fucking flavored cigarette, that should be their fucking prerogative. And even if it shouldn't be, is this really the fucking thing to worry about right now? Like, is this really even where any fucking effort, there's so many fucking real problems going on. This is like such fucking low tier shit. Like, it should be.
Go to the headspace of like, let's ban e-cigarette flavors.
Yeah, like, I want to know who can fucking afford such trivial concerns at a time like this? Like, the entire country is fucked up. California is bearing a huge brunt of it simply because it's a fucking major population center in the. I mean, like, it's California's the 5th largest economy on the fucking planet, right? Last I fucking checked.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So I mean, like,
it's like the 5th or 6th largest economy in the world,
right? And so I mean, like, it's basically its own little country. And it's been hit hard by corona. It's being hit hard by wildfires. It's being hit hard by drought that's connected to those wildfires. It has huge infrastructural problems. The fucking property values are too high for most people to live there, especially now that the movie industry is fucked. So LA is fucking not getting the money poured into it that it's used to. And there's people living on the streets. There's people in tents all across. I mean, like, it's way worse than it was when I visited it just a few years back.
And it was like catastrophically bad then.
Right. So, I mean, like, things have reached a fucking critical mass in California. So for them to worry about this, in my opinion, pretty fucking lame.
Now, I will tell you this, as a native Californian, I can tell you that California is very fond of passing these types of legislations and then having a referendum on them and unpassing them.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, this is not the first time that California has tried a ban like this. And it succeeded in implementing it via law, but then it's challenged via the California primary process or not the primary process, the whatever they call it, the initiative. Yeah. And it gets overturned. So there's a good chance that California doesn't go forward with it.
You see here that this was developed by Senator Jerry Hill to address an unprecedented surge in youth nicotine consumption.
Which is true, by the way.
Right.
I mean, kids are like the Juul shit.
Yeah,
like that shit is all over. Like they're doing it on campus at school, which is something like you really couldn't pull off.
Here's the problem: why do people smoke cigarettes?
Because they want to.
But like, what does it do for a person? Does it reduces stress? Right? It helps you relax. It helps you unwind.
Yeah, it gives kind of a buzz.
We live in one of the most stressful times in history for all the reasons I already got into. So it's like, like people are doing this because things suck and people need something. Like people are like, oh my God, there's so many fucking problems. It's like we're fucking struggling so much out there.
Well, let me ask you this, TJ.
Even young people are fucking struggling. Like they can see the problems that their parents are going through. They can see the problems. They got their own fucking problems. So of course they're fucking like, if there's like a cool little thing that you can I feel a little better now. It's like, of course they're going to fucking do it. It's not because it's cherry flavor. You know what I mean? Like they're doing it for the fucking nicotine. They're doing it for thank God. Like my problems seem a little less horrible now that I fucking have this drug in my system. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, let me ask you this. Did you ever drink when you were under 21?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever visit a porn site when you were under 21?
Yep.
I mean, we can keep going on down the list. Like, you think by banning flavors of nicotine, like, look, if these kids want to do this shit, they're gonna fucking do it. Now, look, there's certain things where it's like you have to accept that, like, look, people are gonna break, like murder. You can't say, well, people are gonna murder, so murder should be legal. Obviously, there's lines in the sand you have to draw, but this is just a stupid line to draw and a stupid distinction because it's just gonna be menthol flavored. Then they'll just use menthol.
I was a smoker at 14. And there was nothing that was going to stop me. There was no regulation that was going to keep me from getting cigarettes. It was too easy to get them. And the only way that you could fucking stop kids from getting cigarettes is to black market them and make them completely illegal. And even then, all you would do is start a black market for cigarettes and kids would be smoking unfiltered fucking self-rolled cigarettes and worse off. You know what I mean? Like this whole, we've shown time and time again that when it comes to substances like drugs, banning them increases the likelihood that people will want to seek them out and use them, increases the likelihood that people will abuse them, and increases the likelihood that those people will end up in some stage of the fucking system. So it's like, what's the point? And this is just ridiculous. But like I said, California is kooky as fuck, and there's a chance that they, this goes into effect for 6 months and then gets repealed.
Man, this sucks. This ain't working. Repeal. Nancy Pelosi criticized for visiting San Francisco hair salon despite coronavirus restrictions. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi visited a hair salon in San Francisco on Monday, her spokesman confirmed, despite the city's guidelines intended to curb the spread of coronavirus. San Francisco's coronavirus guidelines allowed personal service providers, including hair salons, to reopen their businesses for outdoor service starting Tuesday, with clients seen one at a time. Haircuts are permitted according to the guidelines, but shampooing and hair coloring services are not. Pelosi's spokesperson, Drew Hamill, said in a statement that Pelosi was following guidelines as given to her by the salon itself. The speaker always wears a mask, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, the whole point of this fucking story is that she broke her own rules, basically. She broke the rules of the guideline. She actually was inside this place. She was getting all kinds of stuff done that wasn't supposed to be done.
But not for me, TJ.
So you're telling me, wait a minute. Am I taking crazy pills? Are you telling me Nancy Pelosi's a fucking hypocrite?
Unfortunately, I'm telling you that. And here she is. It says no mask Nancy Pelosi. You shuttered San Francisco hair salon for blowout. Owner calls it slap in the face. So yeah, she just kind of goes in there.
There's no mask.
She's not wearing a mask, nothing like that. She's just going in there.
Rules for thee, but not for me.
Her little companion is wearing a mask, whoever he is.
These rules about coronavirus restrictions are for the hoi polloi. Clearly, us blue bloods don't have to.
They apply not to me, for I am Pelosi.
What am I to do?
This though, Paul. Do you expect me not to have it treated, dyed, shampooed?
Am I to walk in public and be seen with stringy hair that hasn't had a blowout? No. Close down the salon. Queen Pelosi needs a blowout. What a disgusting bitch. I hate nasty Pelosi.
Yeah.
With every fiber of my fucking being.
I will say there's one good thing about having a Nancy Pelosi in the world. And it is that I can go over as a leftist to my conservative parents' house. And if the issue becomes politics, I can always just pivot to like, well, we don't agree on much, but on one thing, Nancy Pelosi's a piece. How about that Nancy Pelosi? She's a real piece of shit. Yeah. And everybody's, oh yeah, she's a total piece of shit. And we could all just be like, we all hate Nancy Pelosi, you know?
Hey, Nancy Pelosi.
She brings people together, right wingers and left wingers together in their hatred of Pelosi, you know?
I love it. She's just such a fucking vampire, and I hope she catches coronavirus from this. I don't like wishing that on people, but I hope that this blowout got her a fucking case.
It didn't,
dude. Paul, I'm pretty sure vampires are immune.
Yeah, you're right. Even the fucking coronavirus it sees Pelosi coming and it just curdles up in fear, like no, it just withers and dies.
Not that one. Whatever, like it's gone.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi doesn't get coronavirus. Coronavirus gets Nancy Pelosi. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's at that level.
Yeah. The virus is doing what it can to fight off the Pelosi fucking virus.
No.
Dude, it's like the fucking thing, dude. You just can't overcome it.
We found the cure for the coronavirus. You just have to inject some of Nancy Pelosi into your veins. It's like, is it worth it? No, it's not. You melt.
Maybe that's all the coronavirus wants.
Yeah.
Like maybe if we give it Nancy Pelosi, it'll like go away. It'll be like, yes, mission complete.
Yeah. Give us Nancy Pelosi and we'll leave you alone. It's like, deal.
How do you want her delivered?
Just tell us what to do, coronavirus. You just tell us where do you want her?
Yeah, we'll do a dead drop. Don't worry.
Moderators announced for presidential debates. Now, of course, there was a little bit of we could actually kind of segue with Nancy Pelosi because she actually made a statement about how I don't even know if there should be debates, which is like,
it was worse than that. She straight out said Joe Biden should not debate Trump because it would be dignifying his position and that he's clearly unstable and
right. Like, so, and that was so, just another fucking example of why she's fucking retarded as a politician, because you do not ever look like you want to back out of the fucking debate, because that's just like, it doesn't matter. Like, there's the worst thing you could do. And I swear, every election cycle that I remember in my head, I always remember there being some kind of kerfuffle before the debate about maybe the debates aren't going to happen. There's always this talk of like, maybe there's going to be like 7 debates this time. Or there's this talk of like, we're not even going to have debates this time. But there's always 3 fucking debates. It's just like, no matter what is discussed before about how we're going to do it different, it's always 3 debates. And lo and behold, it's going to be 3 fucking debates.
I totally agree. And I've witnessed the same phenomenon. And I think that the reason for it is I think that ultimately neither side really wants to do the debates. And so they're hoping that they can both reach some kind of mutual thing where it like leaves both of them looking okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not do it. But one of them always takes leverage over the other one. Like Trump isn't going to sit back and go like, oh yeah, let's not do the debates. You know what I mean? He wants fucking Joe Biden. He wants a piece of Joe Biden's ass. And yes, Trump is dementia ridden as well. But I got to tell you, dude, Joe Biden is in fucking trouble in these debates, in my opinion. I don't think he's going to have the gumption. I don't think he's going to have the presence of mind. I don't think he's going to be able to string together enough sentences. I don't think
he'll be fine. He's already got the strategy. Remember him on the bike?
So I shared this.
He's gonna fucking kick some dirt up in Trump's face. He's gonna do a couple push-ups, dude. He's gonna make Trump look.
I know exactly how Biden wins this debate. All right, I already came up with the strategy. I don't remember. I've told some of my audience. I don't remember where I said it. I might have been in a private stream for our patrons or whatever. But I know exactly how Biden wins this debate. Okay, it has nothing. All it has to do is, at some point, when the debate's getting heated, because it's definitely going to get heated, Joe Biden has to be like, and Trump has to flinch back. Like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then it's like, and then Biden wins. Like, yeah, that's what I thought, bitch. You know what I mean?
He has to say that, too. That's what I thought, bitch, though. He can't just be like,
yeah. And then, the debate's over at that point. Like, everyone in America is like, well, Trump's a pussy. It's over.
You know what Trump looks like that? He looks like Alec Baldwin in the end of Team America World Police.
Right. He's like, oh. Like, no, you've been made, your bitch made at that point, and everyone sees it. So I think that's what Biden has to do. I really just think he has to, like, raise his hand like he's going to hit Trump. Trump has to flinch I think Trump, like, I've seen Trump flinch from shit when he gets scared, and he's easily shook.
Dude, Trump.
So if Biden can get Trump to maybe even like duck and cover, like, oh, don't hurt me,
like a gif of the eagle, dude, when Trump like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Trump like is a real like, whoa, Jesus God, no, so
the podium scared, dude. Trump is definitely a pussy.
Yeah,
whatever.
And I think Biden could use that to his advantage. He's got to get Trump to flinch, and then he's just like, even if he does that, he should just be like, you know what? I'm not even debating this little pussy. And then he just walks off the stage, cancels the next 2 debates. You know, people are like, man, well, fucking Joe Biden punked that bitch. You know,
let's hear what Paul's got. It looks like you're sitting on an egg right now or something. You got.
Go ahead, Paul.
Dude, I'm done yammering. As our resident pessimistic voice, can I just say that there's a chance that this blows up?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let's say that that Joe Biden, because he's weak and addled, just does it but doesn't do it right, and Trump just gets that look on his face, that laugh, eye roll look.
Oh yeah. Well then Trump wins. That's right. Yeah, that's how you do it.
And that, I know Trump is jumpy, so you've got a point there, but I'm just saying, like, if Joe Biden doesn't pull off the right kind of momentum and shit, and Trump just goes, what was that, idiot?
Well, I mean, if I was coaching Joe Biden, I'd be training him how to look like he's about to throw a haymaker. You know what I mean? Like, keep doing it.
He needs
faster, Joe, faster. I'd make sure Joe was full of crank and shit before he even got on the stage,
Even worse, what if Trump is secretly a badass and like he blocks, he like reacts and knocks Joe Biden out?
Like he jujitsus him. Trump's just like, boom,
He's coming in and just throws like a left hook that fucking knocks Joe's lights out and he just crumples on the stage.
Well, you know what? In that case, I'll tell you what, at least we got a show.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like either way, we get a show.
I'm sending you, dude, like, well, you know what, Paul? I think everyone in this audience should decide for themselves. I'm sending you the Trump Eagle thing, TJ. It's a little fucking nothing video.
All right.
The Trump Eagle, dude.
Trump Eagle, dude. I mean, like, look, that's the symbol of this fucking country.
The symbol of America. Where are you sending it?
Twitter.
All right.
So it doesn't interfere with the show, TJ.
I'm doing it.
Like that, dude. I got a big fucking brain. That's why you fucking guys put me in the bog and shit, or the marsh, to be more accurate. The bayou, Paul.
All right, I see your link here. Let the eagle soar.
John Ashcroft shit, dude.
Like it's never soared before. All right, let's see this shit.
Hey, right there, he's doing okay.
He looks really uncomfortable.
I mean, wouldn't you be though? That's a big bird.
Yeah, that's a big, scary ass bird. That talon, look at that talon, that beak rather, but the talons too.
The talons as well are not.
But I'd be thinking way more about that beak, because I could just imagine that bird fucking biting my damn ear off or something, or like turning, like just ripping my nose off my face,
Trump looks deeply unsettled, but
yeah, he's regretting this photo op. You know what I mean? This looks super awkward.
The presidential debates between President Trump and Democratic nominee Joe Biden will be moderated.
Shut up.
You, Hill. God
damn. I'll tell you when I need you, bitch.
Almost done here. That's great.
Almost done here. That's great.
All right, that's the best.
This is when it freaks out.
You don't show the aspirin over
Bitch. Oh shit, dude! Trump's the bitch.
That was a flinch, dude. That was a flinch.
And it was a mega flinch. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not even saying. Look, if that eagle was, I'd probably do a pretty similar thing. So I know what it. But like, he's an over flincher. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't just flinch. He like almost like you could tell like his instinct is to like get up and run. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I can't say with any kind of fucking like truthfulness that I wouldn't have reacted similarly, because I know that an eagle will take a finger off. You know what I mean? I'm not so, but it's not a good portent when you're trying to be the biggest balls on the planet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, like, But anyway, I guess we should talk about who's moderating these fucking debates. So the presidential debates between President Trump and Democratic nominee Joe Biden will be moderated by journalists from Fox News, C-SPAN, and NBC, with CNN being shut out of the debates for the first time since 2008, which is really not that long ago. But Fox News channel's Chris Wallace, who has angered some Republicans for his pointed questioning of Trump at the White House. That was a fucking crazy interview. The second debate, which, by the way, that one will be held on September 29th.
So a little less than a month.
So not too long from now. The second debate is going to be held on October 15th, and that's going to be with C-SPAN's Steve Scully, who I don't really know.
And that's a town hall debate.
Town hall, which there's no real town hall debates anymore. No. It's going to be, they're totally bogus at this point, full of plants that have been like super pre-approved and all that. It's garbage. And then the final, third and final presidential debate will be moderated by Kristen Welker of NBC and will take place in Nashville on October 22nd. So just a few days after. There'll be 2 debates in quick succession in October. And I guess really when you think about it, this being September 29th, the debates are all pretty clustered together. There will be one vice presidential debate between Vice President Pence and Senator Kamala Harris, which will be moderated by USA Today's Susan Page and will take place in Salt Lake City, Utah on October 7th.
That'll be interesting to see too, depending on which Kamala we get, Yep.
So we're going to have this debate, and then I think it's Kamala's debate, and then the next 2 debates. So you're going to see the first presidential debate, then the vice presidential debate, then the next 2 presidential debates. All of those should be interesting, honestly, like from a purely like team, like politic ball kind of way. Like they should all be fucking pretty interesting to watch. It's going to be interesting. The main things to watch for, I feel like, are will Joe Biden be able to keep it together? Is Trump going to be able to dunk on him, or do they have any sort of strategy to countervail that? Will some, I mean, like, how bad is the cool going to be lost on either side? Because I think you could see explosive anger out of either of these dudes. They've both shown the penchant for it.
I mean, yeah, dude, fucking Joe Biden got real salty with Bernie, and Bernie's like one of the most innocuous dudes in a debate.
Right. So, I mean, like, Joe Biden is like, he's an irascible dude. And unfortunately for him, the angrier he gets, the less sense often he makes. So you might see some real gibbering.
Not that he made sense before.
Yeah,
and Trump has this great way of like masking his anger with this aloof dismissiveness.
Right. I think that if you want to fucking, I mean, like, it might be interesting to see if Joe Biden can get pissed enough at Trump that Trump actually rises back up against him, and like actually we see his real anger and not just this like, because he does have this way of like disguising it with like aloof sort of contempt, like whatever, you're beneath me kind of bullshit. Yeah. Like if Joe Biden, if Joe's gonna get mad, I want to see him get under Trump's skin as well. But I don't know if he's gonna be able to do it. So it's gonna be interesting to watch for that kind of shit. I'm kind of hoping, and I said this privately, and you guys said, "Oh, well, what a difference between TJ's public and private face." But here's what I really hope: I hope that the debates between these 2 are so depressing that it causes a rash of like suicides in America, as people just realize that there's no hope in the future and that everything is doomed, and that no matter which one of these 2 gets elected, like America's like best days are like in the distant past at this point.
Death song.
There's no chance of anything being fixed ever, and we might as well just give up and fucking lay down and die. That's what I kind of hope, but I don't think that'll happen because people are
actually more extreme than Paul's position.
People are still delusionally hopeful in this country. As far as the Kamala Harris thing goes, I'm sorry, I don't mean you go ahead. I've talked enough.
I was going to say I have yet to call for a rash of mass suicides.
Yeah, so TJ is actually the most extreme on this show, at least on this issue. That's a rarity. That is a rarity. But hey, wear your title with pride.
But Kamala Harris and Mike Pence. What I'm really hoping for there is I want to see Mike Pence bores the shit out of me, and Kamala Harris, I've seen her do well in debates, and I've seen her do really poorly, and I really hope that it's like the fiery Kamala, because I think she could actually dunk on Pence a lot better than fucking Joe Biden has a chance of dunking on Trump.
Pence is a lot more of a polished politician type.
Yeah, but I mean, she's so fucking... Like, if she goes after him the way she went after Biden in that very first debate, which is what she definitely should do, I think she could be pretty effective. Yeah. But I guess we'll see. A big bump for the
campaign there, honestly.
Yeah,
a few bright spots.
And I think that this time around, because Joe Biden is so old, there might be a lot more attention paid to the vice presidential debate.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely, it's probably going to be one of the more viewed ones, I would speculate.
I mean, because like both of those people have a pretty, like with Trump being as old as he is and Biden being as old as he is, I think that there's a lot better chance that one of those people will actually become president at some point in the next 4 years. Yep. So I think people will be a lot more interested to see what the VP spot, entails this time around, because you have to view both of those people as like either of these people could potentially be president too.
What was your big breakout YouTube video? It was about Sarah Palin.
Yep.
And I mean, like, he really sunk the McCain ticket because she was so fucking dumb that, like, even by American standards, was like, I remember there was like an interview with her and was like, what are your news sources? She's
yeah,
like,
but you know what? the more I look back at Sarah Palin with like the hindsight of 2020, I kind of see how that she was just like a real like a trailblazer in the Republican Party, because like Sarah Palin, she was just Donald Trump in beta testing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Like people often paint her as a disaster or whatever, but when it comes to like Republican strategy going forward, she wrote a lot of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like she kind of set the stage for like this new kind of like Trump Republican, and the Tea Party kind of thing and stuff.
Winning the war.
Yep. Yeah. But she introduced America to that kind of like politician. I think honestly, and Bush before her to some extent too, but not quite as much. He still had a lot of fucking old school Republican energy, but like he definitely lowered the standard for like IQ and stuff like that.
Yeah, he kicked the door open for a Palin, and then she blew it wide open. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then she blew it open for a Trump, and who knows what he's opening the door to. I don't even want to fucking imagine the next fucking Republican president, but
I mean, look what happened with Brazil and other countries, dude. Like he's an international trailblazer at this point. Like, look, America can elect someone that dumb. Why can't we?
Yeah. Beautiful. But these debates, they're sure to be a shit show, but you know, if you want to view them purely as entertainment, which I think is about as much stock you should put in them, I think you might get some entertainment out of it.
I think you're right.
But let's talk a little bit more about our good old buddy Joe here. Paul has some clips. These are some clips of Joe
from his first 2 days on the campaign trail.
His days on the campaign trail. Here's his speeches. Now, you know, let's take a look at some of what went on. Paul, you want to set these up?
Well, because I've been accused in some of the responses to these posts of cherry picking, and like the rest of the speech was okay, and this is his
well,
own.
I mean, okay. So in fairness to that, then these are the moments that he fucking flubs really badly and fucking trails off into nowhere. Like, okay, so it wasn't like Joe Biden came out and sounded like this for like 25 minutes or whatever, but
of a longer speech,
right?
But still, like the fact that like some of this stuff is like, this is not just like, oh, slip of the tongue. This is like weird shit.
Well, to respond to that point, there's many compilations on the internet of Joe Biden doing this repeatedly. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to deny that this is a common feature when he makes a public public speaking or whatever,
like off teleprompter speech.
So let's just take a look at this, because this is really gibberish. This first one especially is really gibberishy.
Super duper gibberish.
COVID has taken this year, just since the outbreak, has taken more than 100 years. Look, here's the lives.
So
I mean, you think about it. More lives this year than any other year for the past 100 years.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I guess COVID has taken more lives this year than in the past 100 years, because this is the first year that, well, at least with this strain of coronavirus, that we've known about it. So I guess the way it's true.
The reason I posted this was not to insinuate that this is all Joe Biden can do. It's to point out that he often does do this.
Yeah, and he does.
This is not a stutter. I know Joe Biden has a stutter, okay? This is not a stutter. This is a thought that never becomes fully formed, that he pulls the ripcord on at the last part and tries to tie a bow on, but that if you read in its entirety makes absolutely no sense.
So let's diagram these sentences. I mean,
just read it.
COVID has taken this year, just since the outbreak, has taken more than 100 years. Look, here's the lives. It's just, I mean, think about it. More lives this year than any other year for the past 100 years. That is utter, like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, there's nothing being conveyed there.
No,
it's just I mean, like, there was some kind of thought that was supposed to happen there. There was some kind of statistic that someone fed him about COVID and 100 years, and he couldn't remember what it was, so it just kind of bounces between COVID, 100 years, 100 COVID years. Land.
The harm reduction argument has to hinge on the fact too, that Joe Biden will have no idea what he's doing or where he is. The office, like, all right, when's my applesauce coming? You know, like, if that's what you're saying, then sure.
I mean, I think that I don't think Joe Biden is like completely fucking like hollowed out and gone, but I don't think he's far off from that day. Stop your boast. Okay, well, let's actually hear this first.
Let me set this one up. The reason I posted this one was he does flub in it. It's not necessarily the flub. We got to watch this one all the way to the end because I want you to notice not just the flub, but Joe Biden's energy level. This is from his second day
on the campaign trail.
On the campaign trail when he's 3 months late doing it.
Okay.
And stop your boast about never being seemed at what you can do anything. You always talk about your ability to negotiate. Negotiate a deal. A deal for somebody other than yourself. Now I'm happy to take questions you may have. I guess staff's going to call on whoever. Fire away.
Great. MJ?
I guess I got to run for fucking president.
You see this shit, dude?
I'm Joe Biden. I'm president. I'm running for president.
This is his second day on the campaign trail, and this is the energy and fire that he's bringing to the cause.
Not only does he
sounds like he's on like some kind of painkiller, and he's struggling to kind of fucking get a sentence out, and that he just really wants to crawl into bed and sleep.
He seems annoyed by it to me. Like he's just like, ugh. Yeah, I'm running for fucking president. I get like he seems like a surly teenager that's being asked to like get out of bed to take the garbage out or something. Like, yeah, I'll run for president, mom.
Past dude, so he's going through his like past life right now. So Joe Biden, his mind is like 17. Like, fuck you, mom and dad. I'm not taking the trash out.
So
here's you guys know what happened, right? So Joe announced 2 days ago that after Labor Day, in 10 days, he was going to go onto the campaign trail.
Yeah, I heard that.
And then a bunch of new polls came out that showed his lead shrinking, particularly in swing states. He's now in a lot of the swing states that Trump ended up winning over Hillary. He's now below where Hillary was polling at the same time in the last election.
Yeah. Right, which is a concern,
so, of course, a 5-alarm fire went off at the DNC going, Joe can't wait 10 days. He's got to get out there tomorrow. And he's pissed about it. That's what I think is going on here.
Yeah, he's like, I was supposed to fucking be able to relax these 10 days. Now I got to go fucking campaign.
I had 10 more days of kicking my feet up at my opulent fucking mansion in Massachusetts or wherever the fuck he lives. I don't know where Joe Biden lives, New Jersey or wherever the fuck.
Or something.
Where does he live?
I think he's from Delaware. I think he has a house in, I don't know where he lives, but I think Delaware.
Big fucking nice estate there. And he thought he was going to have 10 more days to kick back and do a little, soft prep and chill and be an old man and then really hit it hard. And then the party came down and was like, Joe, you got to get out there fucking now. You're slipping. Like you're losing it. What you have, you're losing. Go, get out there. And this is the energy he brought. This is what he did.
Okay, so stop your boast about never being seemed at what you can do anything. Anyway, questions. It's like, what the fuck am I watching here? This is what you guys wanted instead of Bernie Sanders. And the whole reason was like, so many Democrats were like, yeah, I like Bernie Sanders' policies better, but Joe's more electable. It's like, this is what you thought was electable? Like, really? Like, look at it.
Do you know that Mark Lahamadou guy?
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that guy.
Every time I go to polls,
dude, you know what?
like,
He's that dude's not only is that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Scotty.
Anytime Paul posts about the election, I just look. I always hit like, okay, let's see what's commented. Every time I see that dude, just like,
he's probably in this. He's probably in this. Let's see.
Like, always stirring the pot. I love it, dude.
He's Mark Lahamadou. He posted something a while back, and he was like, I'm kind of glad that we didn't get Bernie because I really don't think Bernie projects an aura of stability and competency right now. And then I just played him a clip of Joe Biden speaking. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you talking about? Dude, like, how is your head that far up your own ass?
Go watch the first day of the DNC. Bernie Sanders gets out there like a champ and shills for this fucking Joe Biden bitch. Like,
way better than Joe.
You could tell that, like, to Bernie Sanders, it feels about the same as like when it's like, hey, have you guys heard of Raid Shadow Legend? Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, he gets out there and he gives it his all and he fucking tries to highlight the more progressive aspects of the fucking Biden agenda and shit and try to make a case and like, but he's passionate and he gets through his fucking speech and there's no flubs and there's no like, Bernie doesn't look around confused or any of that shit. Like Bernie Sanders, he might be a little older than Joe Biden, but he's fucking clearly way more together in the fucking, in his head than Joe Biden is. Like he sounds pretty much the same as he ever did.
Tell you what, TJ, not Trump.
And
Not
you know,
Trump.
the fact that we're dealing with this Biden shit instead of a Bernie shit when like the fucking the Democrat fucking party voters, like the old fogies all turned up to fucking put Biden on the fucking ticket. And now this is the fucking result. He's fucking out there going, 100 years COVID killed more people in 100 years than it killed today. And it's like, what the fuck am I like, huh?
And I mean, it wasn't even that the old fogies showed up. It's that fucking the DNC waited until just before Super Tuesday to have Warren drop out.
Well, no, Warren didn't drop out. Warren still stayed in to split the progressive vote, but all the establishment candidates dropped out and fucking threw their support behind Biden so that he could fucking eke out the victory.
Exactly. So it's like, what the fuck, dude?
But another factor is that old people actually showed up in record numbers. Young people, like in a lot of places, did show up more. Like their numbers raised a little bit. There was more youth engagement, but there was like a massive, giant surge of old people that showed up. Like it was like unprecedented old people showing up, and they were all like, Biden.
Movie. And I don't remember the name of it. Remember where Chris Rock is running for president? It's like America may have its first black president. He says all the white people in the suburbs and shit just racing to their cars to go vote and shit.
Yep,
dude. And the old people heard like they're gonna legalize the marijuana and the socialism's gonna be everywhere. It's like get the walker, get get in the car, go.
Dude, I've got it figured out. TJ's right, dude. I've got it fucking figured out.
Oh yeah.
We're here at a polling place, and we're talking to Kenosha Williams, 90 years old. Can you tell us, would you mind telling us who you're going to vote for today and why? Joe Biden, because, listen, the lives and Corona, it's taken 100 Coronas in 1 year, and you know what I mean, they talk just like him, and so they hear themselves up there. Fuck, they're like,
I like the jib of his cuts. All right, anyway, here's Joe Biden falling asleep on the air, guys.
Oh shit.
Joining us live this morning.
Wow, this is the most embarrassing clip yet.
Morning.
Oh, Joe, wake up, Joe.
Yes, wake up. I can't hear anything. Okay. This is your wake-up call, Harry. There's nothing. Okay. I tell you what. We are.
Wow, that's crazy stuff. Unfortunately, that actually did not happen.
Yeah.
So that is actually a fake clip that's been circulating. You even actually hear her call Joe Biden Harry at one point during that. It's like, wake up. This is your wake-up call, Harry. That's because that was from an interview, I guess, with Harry Belafonte. And then they just kind of cut Joe Biden into it. As if there's not enough embarrassing clips of Joe Biden, you got to make shit up. Like, you already got, like, if you're a Republican that's trying to make Joe Biden look bad, there's plenty of real clips out there you can do it with. You don't need to fucking manufacture shit. Yeah.
And you can see the video of the actual interview they cut it from.
Nope.
Fuck you.
You sure can't.
Refresh it, dude. I'm probably a fucking stupid error.
You think it's an error, Scotty?
Yeah.
You think it's an error, Scotty?
An error occurred.
You think it's an error, Scotty? It occurred again, Scotty.
An error occurred again?
The error keeps occurring. I'll try it one more time. The error occurred again, Scotty.
All right. Sorry, guys. Guess you can't see it.
But yeah, it is fake. And I actually have seen Republicans falling for it too. I've seen people be like, Joe Biden fell asleep during an interview. Joe Biden fell asleep during an interview. He didn't really fall asleep during an interview. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if he did, but he didn't.
Well, there was an interview with, I believe it was on MSNBC, but it might be a different network where he does like, look, he's nodding off and he's closing his eyes. It's actually from like April of this year.
Yeah.
I just cut that. I think it's like him and Hillary are like doing some interview or some shit, or I don't remember the exact thing, but Joe Biden appears like he's like falling asleep during that interview.
Well, hey, yeah. Hillary Clinton was there though. So, I mean,
hey guys, I got a text from my mom. So I have to step away for a second. You guys can keep going if you want. It shouldn't take me long, but
okay.
It sounds like something I need to respond to. So
gotcha.
Oh, sure.
I'll be right back. Okay.
Fair enough. Paul's gotta go deal with bullshit. All right.
Hey,
So
when it's your mom, you kind of got it, man.
oh yeah, absolutely. So here's the latest polls right now. There have been some outlier polls where the gap has closed considerably, but it seems like the majority of the polls still show Biden with a reasonably comfortable lead. Now Biden's lead has shrunk. There was a point, like you see it's been in the 9s, it's been in the 8s. Right now it is in the 7s. So the lead has shrunk.
It looks like in April it was about as close as go back to April.
So yeah, back here in about April 11th or so, here's even closer. April 12th, it was about 3.4. So there was a period in April where they were really, really close. And you can see that now it's closing up again, but it hasn't quite got as close as it was in April. It's about 7.5. So here's some actual numbers here. So you see these polls. This is all just general election polls, so we could take a deeper dive and look at states, but I don't think that's warranted at this moment. But just in general election terms, you got the Ipsos poll has Biden up 7. You got YouGov with Biden up 11. IBD/TIPP Biden up 8, 9. You got one with him at 4. Rasmussen reports
usually. So
Pulse Opinion Research that has Biden at about a +4. Suffolk has him at a +5. Then Suffolk again at +7. Quinnipiac 10. I've never even heard of this. Curiously 5. Seltzer and Co. That's one was sponsored by Kyle Kalinske, who was of course in the pocket of Big Seltzer. +8, and Opinium got Biden at +14. Seems a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be insane if Biden won.
That's a crazy
if Biden
outlier.
Won my 14 points, that'd be.
Yeah.
I'd almost be like, was there voter fraud?
Yeah, I mean, 14 is kind of a crazy one. I think that probably. I mean, obviously the average right now says they're about 7 points apart, 7.5. So
I mean, the reality is it's very unlikely that Trump's going to win the popular vote.
Right. I mean, Trump probably will not win the popular vote. It didn't happen under Clinton. It didn't happen. I mean, Trump lost the popular vote last time around by a considerable margin. Considerable given the fucking, tightness of these races now. But
really, can Biden pick up any of those Rust Belt states? Can he win Florida? Or can he win Arizona? I mean, he's got to win the purple state. Everyone fucking already knows that. So, I mean, we talk about the popular vote, but that's not going to really decide. It's these small margins in these states that people are kind of more evenly divided. I mean, we could check
battleground polls if you want.
Yeah, Ohio's going to go to Trump almost certainly.
I don't even really consider Ohio much of a battleground anymore.
No, it's considered much.
Yeah, I was going to just say that. I was going to ask you guys, by the way, I'm back. Sorry about that. I've heard a lot of people say that Ohio is no longer a swing state. It's pretty much just a red state now.
Yeah, it's pretty solidly red at this point. I mean, it could go back to being a swing state or it could stay red, but right now it's red. I would say it's pretty solidly red. I mean, you might be able to get some kind of centrist-y Democrat, but I don't know. If Joe Biden can't do it, probably not going to happen.
Democratic governor, but he's a centrist.
I checked comparables. For Clinton versus Trump.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, national polls were reporting an overall, I think, 12 or 13 point lead for Hillary.
Clinton, yeah.
And so Biden is up about half of that.
Right. So that's not very promising for him.
Overall. Now, of course, in this crazy fucking country we live in, it's not down to that. It's down to the electoral college and that.
So here is CBS's prediction. You see it's a very narrow margin there with there's a lot of yellow though. So I mean, it does seem like at this point Trump has the higher mountain to climb, but we haven't even had the debates yet. And I've always said that a lot of this could hinge on these debates, and I really foresee that Trump is probably going to do a better job in the debates. Unless Biden's got some serious ace up his sleeve that we don't know about.
If his energy level remains the same as it has in these opening days of his campaign trail, he's in a lot of trouble.
Oh, yeah.
But I really think people overestimate, too, sometimes, not to be contrarian or whatever, but I think people overestimate the power of debates a lot.
Yeah.
I think people, especially people who are like real staunch electoralists, they look at the debates and they think that like this is a hinging moment, but I don't think history really plays that out.
I think that when the country is as like split as where it's like, you know, very almost half and half between these two parties, because there's been times, of course, where it's been like Bob Dole versus Clinton, where you just like there's not even a chance Bob Dole's going to fucking win.
Right.
You know, but when you have these kind of split things, I think the debates could make a little bit of a difference. You know, I think that it kind of depends on how dramatic the debates are. If the debates are just like a standard affair, they're not probably going to move this needle at all. But if Joe Biden really fucking shits the bed in the debates, that could definitely, people might be like, well, I don't like Trump, but I mean, he seems like he's at least in control of his mental faculties. I got to fucking vote Trump.
Here, it definitely does still favor Biden because his likely states give him more points, basically.
So these are the states that are solid. I mean, like Biden has more solid points on his side. Like he ain't losing any of these points.
Well, he's got California. You know,
like,
that's
you know,
a huge prize right there, 55.
And then Trump's got these points that are pretty much certain to go for him. And then Biden has these states that are maybe leaning towards him. And then Trump has these states that are leaning towards him. And then there's all these toss-ups. Now, Trump has to not only win all the toss-ups, he's got to fucking win some of these states that are blue. And he did that last time.
To win. If you really want to know why, it just this actually displays it better because Trump has all these ones in gold. Trump pretty much has to win.
Which one of these light blue states represent a state that went Trump on the East Coast?
Michigan
went Trump, right?
Michigan went Trump, so they're saying it's solidly. They're saying it's pretty solidly blue for. I mean, it's like light blue.
For Trump as well.
Wisconsin went for Trump. So if these two went for Trump again, if it was like, yeah, we're still satisfied with our Trump thing, that could be.
If Joe Biden wins those two, then yeah, that's definitely like if this plays out like how it's leaning and likely, then yeah. I mean, Joe Biden will pretty much, I would say, would be elected.
And then Florida being a toss-up, that one ended up going pretty strongly for Trump.
Florida's a toss-up. It looks like it's pretty close, but it looks like Biden has a slight edge there, but his margin of error is 6 points, so, you know. Georgia looks like it's leaning Biden, but margin of error is crazy, so, I mean, I think it'll probably, you know, Georgia probably will go to Trump.
Regardless, it's going to be close.
But, you know, Biden does have a lot of black support in Georgia, so I don't know.
Iowa's kind of surprising.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of these states where it's looking pretty fucking close in a lot of places. I mean, it's within the margin of error in a lot of these places, but it does kind of seem like Biden typically edges out Trump. But you got to wonder with Trump too, is like a lot of people are covert Trump supporters. There's a lot of crypto Trumpies out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of Trump supporters that don't necessarily want to overtly support Trump. Like they don't. Like, they're just kind of like, they know Trump's controversial, but they like him, but they don't necessarily want to be associated with liking him.
Well, maybe they really love his business policies.
Right.
Trump is very business. So they're just like, I don't really like Trump, what he says, but it's really good for my business. Yeah. You know, I'm, you know, a centrist or whatever.
Tons of people do this on both sides, by the way. Yeah. There are people that will openly espouse, I'm voting for Biden. And then they get in there and they pull for Trump. And nobody ever knows. Like that's, I like that about American politics, but it makes these polls like pretty much worthless. You know what I mean? Like, because people are there's a large swath of people on both sides that are gonna answer the other candidate because publicly that's what they want to, you know, present.
Yeah, they want a virtue signal by saying, oh no, Trump, oh, I don't like him. Or you know, maybe they're in an area where voting for Trump is the virtuous thing. Oh yeah, Trump, but you know.
And once they're behind the curtain or, you know, sitting in their fucking den with their mail-in ballot, they check a different box. You know what I mean? It happens all the fucking time. It clearly happened in 2016.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Especially in some of these, like there was in some of these states, like Trump overperformed his polls by like 10 points and stuff. So, you know, like we got to be cognizant of that for sure. Especially when you got such high margins of error here, you know, like 6.7 margin of error, 5.9 margin of error. Like the margin of error on this stuff is crazy. So,
you know, I mean, people can't discount that with Trump. It's like Trump is going to have a lot of enthusiasm going into this, and people, especially a lot of Trump people, are viewing, obviously viewing Joe Biden as like a do or die thing.
I mean, you know, like Biden himself doesn't even seem that enthusiastic about Biden. You know what I mean? Like even Biden's kind of like, yeah, Biden, I guess.
Or not, dude. The only credible argument that's ever been made for Joe Biden is that he's not Trump.
Yeah, it's like that's basically his entire campaign. It's like, hey, you know,
true. He's not Trump.
Not Trump.
Can't take that away from, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we'll give Joe Biden this. He's not Trump. Congratulations.
Amazing. Anyway, we should move on. Russia interferes with U.S. election again, targeting Biden voters this time, Facebook data shows. Russia's disinformation campaign this time partly wanted to sow division among Democrats by driving readers to a fake left-leaning news site, Peace Data, which portrays the Biden-Harris ticket as tools of conservatives, according to data. So wait, so the Russians are once again trying to trick us with accurate information? Is that what's going on?
Yep.
Facebook announced that it identified the campaign by the Kremlin-backed Russian internet agency, research agency in August after a tip by the FBI. Russians set up a network of Facebook accounts and pages to drive traffic to Peace Data, which reportedly features profiles of fake people made to look like the site's editors who were used to recruit real writers for articles. Though the report says the campaign was largely unsuccessful and failed to generate a significant following, more than 700 stories were published to Peace Data in English. And if it fucking failed, why am I reading about it?
I mean, the thing is, like, if this one failed, if this angle failed, how many angles are there that have succeeded in some way?
Guess what? Russia interferes in our elections. It's not even deniable. They do interfere in our elections. They try to influence them. Guess what? We also try to influence politics in Russia and China and all over the world. Like any major country that has geopolitical aspirations of any kind is doing this kind of shit. So just take it for granted that yes, Russia is interfering in our elections. China is interfering in our elections. They have a stake in it. They care who fucking wins. They have a preferred candidate.
Yeah. You know? I mean, I don't know that I take the tact of just accept it. Like, I think it's something that could be fucking fixed if these social media companies were heavily regulated and all of that shit. But we're not going to do that. So yeah, at this point,
I mean, I just don't know how you're going to regulate something that's like so I mean, like you'd almost need like some kind of super intelligent AI. And then at that point,
or Paul's Ego's incredible 2-account system for internet integrity.
I don't know if you could talk to some tech people and see if that's even feasible, I guess. But
I've talked to tech people about it, and they say that under the current infrastructure, it's not feasible. But I'm not talking about leaving the current broken fucking 25, 30, 40-year-old cable internet infrastructure in place. I'm talking about, reinvesting in America and making us on par with South Korea in terms of high-speed internet, and then, instituting a 2 or a 3-account solution.
Hell yeah. Paul's most popular notion, but whatever. I mean, it solves shit like this. It definitely would.
Everybody fucking hates it, but everybody also hates that the internet is a post-truth fucking place where you can never tell if you're talking to a real person or a person that's trolling you or a person with a genuine fucking heartfelt opinion
or a person with an agenda that's being paid to have a particular agenda,
or a Russian bot or a Chinese bot that's pushing an agenda, or a corporate shill.
What happens if the Chinese bot and the Russian bot compete? What happens then?
Oh yeah, what if they get in an argument?
Yeah,
like you don't have a rabbit hole.
China bot and Russia bot enter an endless argument that spans the generations and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is definitely, this is happening for sure. Like, there's anyone who fucking denies that Russia is interfering in our elections is fucking like a naive twat. I mean, of course they do, and we interfere in theirs. To what extent they have elections?
America's a lot more than interfering with elections.
Yeah, the U.S. is fucking outright installed puppets in some countries. But I mean, even when it comes to like big other superpowers like Russia and China, of course we try to we do stuff to influence their internal politics to whatever extent we can.
Sure. I mean, that doesn't mean we should allow them to do the same to us.
No, it doesn't. But to some extent, I don't know if you can completely stop it.
I think you could fight it.
Ben Shapiro, this is by the way the last pleb story for the day. Ben Shapiro loses free speech lawsuit against UMN over venue change.
Oh, no.
A U.S. district judge ruled that the university had legitimate safety concerns when it moved the venue of Shapiro's July 2018 campus speech to St. Paul. I don't really understand what is the free speech issue with moving a venue. I don't really even...
But he's probably claiming that he was being treated differently and that space would have been made available had he had different politics or something.
Shapiro and the groups that sponsored his campus visit, Young America's Foundation and Students for Conservative Voice, filed a lawsuit in July 2018 alleging that the university held the event on a smaller venue on the St. Paul campus instead of a larger venue on the Minneapolis campus due to political bias. As a result of the forced relocation, the North Star Ballroom to the North Star Ballroom. Many students were prevented from attending and participating in the speaking event, and Shapiro was forced to speak to less than half the number of students that desired to attend, read the lawsuit. Okay, so the complaint is that there was enough interest for it to play at this larger venue, but they were moved to a smaller venue so that less people could hear him speak, and they said it was because of political bias, but the judge has determined that it was actually because there were legitimate safety concerns.
My problem with this is, in all of the language that I've read about freedom of speech, constitutionally and otherwise, I don't remember anybody really making an argument that was credible to me that you are guaranteed a platform.
Right. Nothing ever said like you are entitled to at any time rent out the Superdome to deliver your soaring oratory about your philosophy.
That's like saying if there's some rock band and they want to play the Superdome, but the Superdome doesn't want to have them, and so they have to play a smaller venue that their freedom of speech has been infringed. It's like, no, you don't get to just walk into any venue and stand on the podium and say what you want. That's just not the way it works.
And especially if there's legitimate safety concerns. I mean, like, couldn't they have conceivably of like, okay, we're going to do a 2-night event or something then? I don't know. Maybe that wasn't feasible for whatever reason.
Right. I just don't see that a ball gag was placed in the mouth of fucking Ben Shapiro over this. He was still allowed to say whatever the fuck he wanted to.
Yeah, he thought his event. I mean,
fucking, what's the big crybaby fest about here?
It's probably just something he had to follow through on. He's probably like, we'll be sewing the school. I mean, I don't think he gave a shit one way or the other. He hasn't really talked about this issue. He might talk about it on the air now or something, just to go, you see what the liberals want. Like he'll probably spin a yarn from it. That's all I can imagine him doing with it. I don't think he actually gave a fuck about the lawsuit. I doubt he even paid for the lawsuit.
Right. Who knows? Boo hoo. So sad.
Dude, even if something terrible happened to Ben Shapiro, just the kind of person where it's like it's hard to feel bad for him in any sort of real, like, genuine way. It's like, oh, Ben Shapiro's leg was run over by a bus. I want to shake that bus's hand. Yep. I know it doesn't have hands, but if it did, I'd like to shake it.
Yep. I mean, there need to be spaces in America created for public speaking that are available to, like kind of like Speaker Square in New York. That area that's populated by people from all over the political and religious spectrum. They literally stand on soapboxes and give speeches and shit and say whatever the fuck they want. Like, we need spaces like that in America, in every fucking city, where people can go and listen to people talk about their different views and shit. And that type of shit is what I think is at the heart of this kind of question. You don't get to just waltz into any venue and grab the mic. You know what I mean? That you got to make a deal with that venue. And if it's not safe, or if they deem they don't want you in that fucking venue and they give you it's not like they kept him from speaking. They just moved him to another venue. Like, so fucking what?
So which one of you guys wants to kick the plebs out, or do you want me to do it?
Ooh. That's a good question.
I'll let you do it, TJ.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, you do.
You seem like you need it.
All right. So do I go the nice route? Do I go the mean route? I think I've went the nice route a few times. I'm going to do the mean route again. Hey, plebs. You know this show that you watch every week? There's like more of it, right? You're like missing half the fucking show. What kind of stupid ass dipshit are you? Like, obviously you're showing up for the first half. But then it's like, oh, the second half, I don't necessarily want to have to pay the paywall. Guess what? You know what's behind that paywall other than just the other half of the show? A bunch of other shit, like days and days of content. Do you have any idea how much fucking content we have at this point? We've been doing this shit for fucking 3 years? I don't even know how long at this point.
We're going on 3.
We got so much fucking shit behind that paywall at this point, it'll make your fucking head spin, bitch. There's so much shit. It's just waiting out there. It's all you gotta do is grab it. Oh, this amazing content. It's so delicious. Oh my God, I could just watch for days and days and days on end with no break. There might even be a month worth of content at this point. I don't fucking know. It's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy amount of fucking content. We should fucking go back and we should count that shit out. We haven't even counted. You know why? Because there's too fucking much.
But let's just make a fucking conservative guesstimate. There's 1 billion hours of content.
I would say there's 2.8 billion hours. 2.8 billion hours of content, maybe, asterisk.
Of content.
Get your ass out there. Go to the fucking... No, you plebs, man. It pisses me off. You know what pisses me off? It doesn't piss me off because you're hurting me. It pisses me off to see you guys hurting yourselves by not signing up for our Patreon and not getting that delicious content. Get out of my fucking site. All right. They're gone. They're gone, gentlemen. Thank God. Oh. It's good to be rid of them. U.S. perceptions of white-black relations sink to new low.
Uh-oh.
New low.
By Lydia Sad.
I think the relations might have been worse when they were like slaves or during Jim Crow and stuff, but you know.
No.
I mean, you know, I just feel like maybe those times were a little, but you know, what do I know?
No, remember, at the time, black people were happy to be slaves.
Yeah.
Fewer. So let's just look at the chart. So this chart only goes back to like the early 2000s. So that's probably why this is some kind of record in their minds.
Is this based on like polling where they ask people how they feel about it?
Yes, this is where they go to people and they ask how they feel about how they feel the status is of black-white relations in America.
Okay.
So the green line is either very or somewhat good, and the dark green line is either very or somewhat bad. Okay. So you see that for most of this time, it's been like, 35. It's been around 30% that says, yeah, it ain't too great. It's been around 60, 70% that says, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of met in the middle. And now we're at the point where 55% say it's bad and 44% say it's good. So that's not too promising in terms of how, perception. If you're a perception is reality kind of guy, and to some extent I am, this ain't a great perception,
No. I mean, these numbers are not good, even if they're not true. If people feel this way, then it belies, a problem for sure.
And that means there's more tension, in setting, in certain social settings, and you go somewhere, it's like, oh, there's black people. What if they hate me because I'm white? Or oh, what if they hate me because I'm black? Or this idea of oh man, there's the idea that tensions are at a high kind of push tensions to that high. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
So I pulled some other stories that I think are kind of related to this, like this one, for instance. Jacob Blake's father has received threats in the aftermath of his son's shooting, he says. So the police shooting of Jacob Blake in Kenosha, Wisconsin, and the ensuing protests have led to threats against the 29-year-old's family, Blake's father tells CNN. It is saddening to me that people don't understand the type of pressure this family is under. And what the rest of the family is dealing with, Jacob Blake Sr. said, adding that his son, 20, was recently hospitalized because he suffered from depression. Blake's family planned a peaceful afternoon rally, complete with a community cleanup, food drive, healing circle, and voter registration booth at the site of the police shooting.
What is a healing circle?
That just sounds like some hippie shit, right? Everyone gathers around in a circle and sings Kumbaya or some shit. I don't know what a healing circle is.
Sounds like something from D&D or something.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll get a little
quick, get Gregonar in the healing circle before his monitor, whatever. What are healing circles? I'm looking it up. I'm finding out for you, Paul.
I'm just curious.
Healing circles are safe havens. It's basically what I thought. It's just a bunch of people fucking get in a circle, share their touchy-feely bullshit. Not my thing. This is group therapy kind of bullshit.
Right.
And then, hey, I say bullshit. If it helps you, it helps you. It's not my fucking cup of whatever. But hey, rock on. I have never had someone in my family shot 7 times in the back and stuff either, so I don't know.
Sure.
President Donald Trump arrived Tuesday, blah, blah, blah. Trump went there. He didn't meet with the family. I don't think they wanted to meet with him. So the father said he is here to sow. Oh, actually, that's Tanya McLean, who's a Blake family friend, said he is here to sow chaos. We reject these attempts to divide us. That's what she says with Trump's visit. Added Blake's uncle Justin in a statement promoting the rally. We don't need more pain and division from a president set on advancing his campaign. Blah 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 blah. A bunch of anti-Trump shit. And I'm trying to find the part where he fucking says he was actually threatened here. Blah, blah, blah. They get into the Rittenhouse stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Where's the fucking part that actually fucking delivers on what the article fucking headline says? Is this just like another fucking example of a bullshit headline or what?
I mean, we did get a quote from him, I think, didn't we?
So let's see.
Never.
So threats.
Yeah.
And then there's another thing that says threat there.
The only mention of it's the beginning of the article.
Yeah. So all there is a vague mention of it. Maybe it's in this. Maybe it's in this video. Maybe he says it in the video here.
Maybe.
That'd be my only guess.
Why are you not meeting with the family of Jacob?
Okay, so that's not even.
No, it's not.
Yeah, Donald Trump. Okay, fuck this.
Just clickbait shit.
So
CNN, fake news.
Okay, so wait. I guess the father is here to respond to this point.
Okay,
so you can actually hear his words here, I guess.
So what is he talking about there when he says that?
I don't know who he talked to. Furthermore, I don't care who he talked to. If he didn't talk to Benjamin Trump didn't talk to Crump, man.
Crump?
There's nothing to talk about, man. There's nothing to talk about. I'm not playing. This is not politics. This is about the life of my son. And Benjamin Crump represents my family.
Oh, okay. So in a confusing move, his lawyer is named Crump.
Got it.
So if Trump didn't talk to Crump, I thought I was losing my mind, or he was going into Biden mode or something. But apparently, Crump is also a person.
Trump guys represent a lot of these families.
Yeah.
And Ben Crump, what is your response to the president? I just don't get that. How is it that the president doesn't want to speak to the family because you want to be on the line? I just don't. Maybe you can help me understand this.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling, Jim. And as Mr. Blake
said, okay, so apparently they did want to meet with Trump, but he doesn't want to meet with them.
And Miss Julia,
I mean, like they said they wanted Trump to meet with their lawyer or whatever.
Right. Well, apparently he doesn't want to meet with the lawyer either. So
me and my legal team, Attorney Salvi and Attorney Lamar, to be involved in everything that happens, because while they're concentrating on their son's life, they want us to concentrate on the fight for justice. And last I checked, Jim, we have a Department of Justice investigation going on. So it would be most appropriate to have your counsel on the phone when you're talking to anybody involved in the government that would determine whether those individuals will be held accountable for shooting your son 7 times in the back in front of your 3 grandchildren.
And Ben, Mr. Blake didn't seem to have any idea who the president is talking about when he talks about this pastor. Are you aware of the White House making any attempts to speak to the family, speak to you, speak to anybody associated with this family?
Yes. Miss Julia Jackson, Jacob's mother, her pastor is Pastor James. And
I don't hear anything about these threats, but I mean, I guess there's some interesting stuff in there, but I'm seeing, like, when the headline is Jacob Blake's father has received threats in the aftermath of his son's shooting, I kind of expect the article to be about that. But
maybe he says it in here somewhere, but why did the article didn't?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know why they're leading with that when that's like barely what the article's about. Just another fake headline. Just another fake headline to fucking get clicks.
Money.
Breonna Taylor's boyfriend says in $10.5 million lawsuit that he lives in constant fear.
Why wouldn't he?
Kenneth Walker III lives in constant fear since he was arrested wrongfully, Walker says, for allegedly shooting one of the Louisville, Kentucky police officers who opened fire into Breonna Taylor's apartment while executing a no-knock search warrant, according to a lawsuit filed Tuesday. Walker said in the $10.5 million lawsuit that he was maliciously prosecuted for firing a single bullet with his licensed firearm at assailants who violently broke down the door after midnight on March 13th. It turned out to be plainclothes officers from the Louisville Metro Police Department on the other side of the door executing the warrant at Taylor's home. Taylor was killed in the subsequent hail of bullets.
There should never be a no-knock warrant in this country served by plainclothes officers,
especially in a country where supposedly we're allowed to have guns, and one of the stated reasons is for home defense. Like, if you cannot shoot someone who's breaking down your door while wearing plain clothes, then there isn't without fucking fear that it might be a cop that's just serving a no-knock warrant. Like, then you have no fucking. Then there's not. You don't have the ability to fucking defend your home at that point.
I just want to know, like, why this was the most. Like, why was this the way that this was taken care of? This guy never leave his house. Like, they couldn't stake out his house and arrest him.
It wasn't even the right house. Like, they weren't even the house that these guys were trying to get into.
The house Rich Warrenthal was like 10 miles away.
Right. The house they were actually trying to go to wasn't even close.
So why does they ask this question? Why the fuck were they even there?
Right.
I mean, like, I don't get it. Like, if I could put in my GPS, like, let's say, like, oh, I'm bougie Scott, I want to go to Whole Foods, and I end up 10 miles away. Like, does that make any fucking sense?
I mean, take race. Just take race completely out of this for a second. Anybody, if you're sitting in your home, if you've got a gun in your house and you have a gun for self-defense, which we're told is our constitutional right, and conservatives have said for years, like, this is what we got to have this, and even a lot of liberals say, you're entitled to have this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? So if someone fucking starts busting down your door and they don't identify themselves as police and they're wearing plain clothes, so they don't even look like police, and you shoot them, that seems totally justified to me. There's no reasonable expectation for you to know that that's the police and not just some fucking crazy, like, home invaders coming to fucking break in your house and kill you.
It's the very foundation of the pro-gun home defense argument. It's like, this is the exact type of situation that is described that you want to defend yourself against. Somebody kicking your fucking door down and harming your family.
Well, yeah.
Right.
So it's like the boilerplate fucking example used for why guns shouldn't be banned in this country. Conservatives are all over this type of thing usually. But in this case, for some reason,
unknown reason,
you can only figure it out.
What could it be?
There's something. I don't know what it is.
Something in the way. Yeah. Yeah, it's the strangest fucking thing. And I wonder why fucking black-white relations in this country are perceived as being so bad. It's just like, could there be a reason?
Guys, I'm racking my brain. I can't think of any. I'm sorry.
So they end up shooting a woman who had literally nothing to do with it. So this guy so the police show up in plain clothes, start breaking down the door without even knocking because they were serving a no-knock warrant with plain clothes. They just show up, start breaking in, don't identify themselves as police or anything. This guy fires a shot. They fire back with a fucking hail of bullets that manages to not kill this guy, but kills Breonna Taylor, who was just laying in bed at the time. Yep. And somehow she's dead, and this dude is being charged with a crime for defending his own fucking house from invaders. It's like, this is a fucking joke.
Makes no sense.
This shouldn't, like, none of this should have happened. Like, everything about this shouldn't have happened.
No, I mean, this is it's a complete outrage. I'm not surprised he's filing a lawsuit. I mean, because like, dude, if the police already did this to you once, it's like, in your mind, like, what's to stop it from doing it again? And obviously, look, there's like PTSD and shit from that. Like, it's not you don't have an event like that happen in your life, and it's like a couple days later, oh, it's not such a big deal.
Is he still in prison?
Yeah, he's in jail.
He's still in jail?
Yeah, he's in jail. He's gonna be he's looking at 10 fucking years, maybe.
Okay.
It's fucking ridiculous. I mean, it's fucking totally absurd. It's totally goddamn absurd. And you know what? This dude was offered basically, like, they basically told him they'd let him out if he would say that Breonna Taylor's death was, like, justified. It's like, yeah, we'll let you out. Or we'll give you, like, a slap on the wrist, but you just got to fucking say that, that them killing her was legit.
Right.
Wow.
And he was like, fuck no, I'm not doing that. Fucking put me in jail for 10 years. I don't give a shit. So this guy's got balls of steel, and thank God he does, because it would be a fucking shame if he actually went and was like, yeah. Oh, yeah, they had the right to murder her. It was cool. It's all good, y'all.
I should never have defended my home with my legally registered firearm.
I never should have done that. I'm sorry I defended myself. I should have known that the plainclothes police officers that were just breaking down my door were cops and not invaders.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. Like, what do you need in this country now? A crystal fucking ball? Like, let's look. Oh shit! Police coming! Get on the ground!
Listen now. Looky here. I done been told a bunch of times that when something like this happens, you lay on the ground. And I was just a fool for doing anything else. I love the police. My girlfriend should have laid on the ground too. If she had done that, she'd be alive. Now, can I do some soft shoe for your officers? Just like, fuck you.
Yeah, like they want like this like 1930s compliant fucking stereotype shit.
Yeah. They want this like, you know, guy that's okay with a teenager calling him boy, you know, because the teenager's white. Yeah, that's what they want. Yeah, just go on out. Say it was okay that we showed up at the wrong house and killed your girlfriend for no reason.
Then we'll let you go.
We'll let you go. You can be free.
Hey, you know what? We've been throwing some Popeyes. Come on, don't you like that? Give me a fucking break.
Yeah, this country has got some problems with race right now.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it does. I think that poll might be accurate. Here's a fun story. Mom killed when unborn baby cut from her at fake baby shower.
What?
Yeah, they lured this pregnant woman to a fake baby shower and fucking cut her open and stole her baby out of her.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Oh, like wait, shit. This happened?
Yeah. A pregnant woman was killed when her unborn baby was cut from her body after she was allegedly lured to a fake baby shower by an old school friend. Brazilian woman Flavia Godinho Mafra was 36 weeks pregnant when her body was found by her husband, Valdeli Mafra, on August 28th with their unborn baby missing. An autopsy showed the 24-year-old died from cuts to her abdomen and injuries caused by a brick. Local news outlets NCS Total reports. The report stated Flavia, a teacher who was always willing to help people, was murdered by a friend who intended to steal the baby after luring her to a supposed baby shower.
What the fuck, dude?
The baby, a little girl, was later found by police after being taken to hospital by the suspect and her husband, who were arrested at the scene. The baby survived the horrifying incident and is doing well at Jonah D. Gusmo, maybe, Children's Hospital in Florianopolis. So this actually, it's not like a super common thing, but this is not the first time that this is, like, I've heard stories in the past about
look at it, dude,
this kind of shit.
The image down there. No, one more down.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That's like the rusty fucking box.
A retractable blade used in the crime. So this is what they used to cut her open with.
Box cutter, dude. Oh,
box cutter. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Fuck,
Stevie.
dude.
It makes my fucking collarbones feel uncomfortable.
yeah, man.
So here's what a press conference. So Flavia worked as a substitute teacher, blah, blah, blah. She had diabetes for the risk of COVID-19, preventing her from working in recent months. A press conference held by police stated that 26-year-old alleged murderer said she became pregnant in October of 2019, but suffered a miscarriage in January this year. She continued to lie to everyone that she was still pregnant, an officer from the civil and military police said. After taking her to an abandoned area, the woman allegedly kicked Flavia with a brick, or hit Flavia with a brick when she turned her back and then cut her belly open and removed the child. At the hospital, the baby had cuts on her back, rousing suspicion of health officials, who also noted the woman had no physical signs of recent childbirth. So basically, this chick got pregnant, had a miscarriage, but continued to say she was pregnant. And then, you know, at a certain point, it's like, I got to come up with some kind of baby. And so she sees she's got a pregnant friend. She's like, I know, I'll kill my pregnant friend, steal her baby, and just claim it was mine. And no one will ever know any different, you know?
Right.
Not a great plan.
She's so crazy it might work.
Yeah. So this chick was obviously a nut. And like I said, like I've read stories about this in the past. Like, this is not the first time this has happened.
I mean, I've heard of babies being taken out of hospitals and shit.
Oh, I've heard of this exact story of them being cut out of the fucking womb by like some crazy person. Usually a woman. Usually another woman.
That one's new on me. It's crazy.
Yeah. It is pretty nuts.
All, Paul. Not yet.
So, Paul, what do you think about the world? You liking it?
Oh yeah. You know me.
Yeah.
I see trees of green, skies of blue. You know.
Right. Vegan meat companies' anti-union speeches are being scrubbed from the internet. Recordings from anti-union meetings at the socialist-branded vegan meat company No Evil Foods have been deleted from platforms including YouTube and SoundCloud. So,
union busting.
Yeah, so
dude,
I mean,
even the fucking vegan meat, this No Evil, dude.
Yeah.
No Evil.
And then they're going to claim they're like, oh, we're like a socialist company, man. We're like a socialist company, dude. It's like, no unions.
Look, I never want to hurt an animal. And that's the animal's a person. And they're trying to get more money and more benefits. Fuck them.
Maybe they should change the spelling. It should be No Evil, but like KNOW, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
No,
we meant no evil. I mean,
or to know the evil around you.
Yes. Earlier this year, the vegan meat company No Evil Foods, which sells socialist-themed products at 5,500 grocery stores across the United States, including Whole Foods, fought a union drive at its Weaverville, North Carolina plant. Like, this is one of their fucking comrade cluck, you know?
Yeah.
It's cute, but it also shows how capitalism can incorporate even socialism into its, like, shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
just like,
for sure.
Oh, yeah, they like fucking Che Guevara. Slap his ass on a fucking T-shirt. Let's see if we can make some money. You know what I mean? The anti-union campaign led by No Evil Foods management featured a series of compulsory meetings, some of which were recorded by workers on their personal phones, portions of which were published in May by Motherboard and several other outlets, including In These Times, Industrial Worker, and the podcast Dixieland of the Proletariat. Someone claiming to represent the company now appears to be trying to scrub the internet of these recordings by filing takedown requests on copyright and privacy grounds with the sites on which they're hosted. Audio of the meeting has been deleted from YouTube, SoundCloud, and the podcast hosting platform Libsyn. In recent days, a freelance journalist, Andrew Miller, who published the audio, had his personal website shut down by his web host, HostGator, on August 27th. The takedown requests, several of which were viewed by Motherboard, claim that the speeches the company wrote are copyrighted. Okay. 1 video and 4 audio recordings, including 2 full-length podcast episodes that incorporate recordings of the meeting, have been flagged and removed from the internet.
I'm just going to say this real briefly.
Blah, blah,
I know
blah.
everyone here agrees with already. Fuck the DMCA because it is so misused by these fucking companies. Oh, look at this company, Comrade Cluck. We're a bunch of it's a socialist utopia. Don't harm any animals unless they're people.
So No Evil Foods brands itself as a radical leftist company selling $8 packages of vegan products with names like Comrade Cluck and El Zapatista, a reference to Mexico's anti-capitalist guerrilla movement. On its website, the company says, "We do good, no evil. We care about doing good through the products we make." The anti-union speeches were given by No Evil Foods founders fit within a larger trend of outwardly progressive companies like the ACLU and Whole Foods taking anti-union stances when their workers seek to improve working conditions.
So it's basically corporate America grifting. That's all it is.
Oh yeah, this is corporate America grifting on people's more progressive fucking,
leanings, yeah.
But then, behind the scenes, they're run just like a fucking vulture capitalist corporation.
In meetings recorded by workers and published by Motherboard and other outlets, which have since been taken off the internet, the company's founder, Mike Waliensky, and Sandra Shadle utilized standard anti-union talking points, warning their employees that a union would scare away investors, take away their rights, and drain their wages like a shitty gym membership that you just want to get out of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, here's the problem. Is like people hate this kind of hypocrisy, you know what I mean? Like if you're going to be, first of all, being a socialist leaning company in capitalist America is kind of weird in the first place, but I guess that maybe that can be somewhat kind of justified, just because you have to fucking exist within the system that you're in. But yeah, like if you're going to fucking pretend to be this big socialist company, then your company should not be anti-union. Your company should not be fucking like you're basically saying like we're pro-socialist, but we're anti-worker, which doesn't make any sense. You can't. That doesn't make any sense.
Companies in Middle America right now than this one. Like if you, because like the way they're actually formed, this is a fucking joke, dude.
Right? There's companies that don't even bother to put this leftist shit forward that are more leftist than this. For fuck's sake,
dude. Am I wrong? look at in this picture here next to the No Evil Comrade Cluck chicken.
Mm-hmm.
That sausage called the Stallion, or am I wrong?
It is, yeah.
You are correct.
The Stallion.
Yep.
Oh,
that's quite a situation we find ourselves in.
I might need to try one of those in this situation.
But yeah, this company sucks dick. Anyone have anything else to say about it?
Yeah, just remove the no from their name.
Yeah, just evil.
Yeah, let's just go to Whole Foods and just put
And,
like, here you go.
Remove the L from Comrade Cluck as well.
Yeah, Comrade Cuck chicken.
Yep,
from Evil Brands.
I might buy some. I don't know. It sounds kind of good. Woman facing eviction from Central City apartment complex set building on fire, investigators say. 26 tenants displaced, 1 dog killed in 3 alarm blaze.
Dude, when you kill a dog, you instantly, I'm against you. I'm sorry.
You put 26 people on the street, you know?
There's no way that you're going to catch me going like, oh, yeah, fuck these landlords and shit, because she displaced 26 fucking people and killed a dog.
Right. So, I mean, like, I can understand her being upset about losing her place and shit, but she went way too far with the shit.
I will say this, though. I do not. I've just completed saying that I obviously don't condone this, but you better get ready for more of this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Fucking 100%. Like, this is just going to get worse and worse. A woman facing eviction from her Central City apartment building allegedly torched the 25-unit complex Monday night before fleeing to Texas, according to investigators. Jaslyn Major, 25, was arrested Tuesday by police in Huntsville, Texas, on a warrant accusing her of a 26 counts of aggravated arson following the 3-alarm blaze at the Amy's Paradise Apartments that killed a dog and displaced 26 residents. According to investigators, the fire occurred. Sorry, Scotty, what?
It's almost like if we had eviction protections for people undergoing a pandemic and an economic crisis and a bunch of other crises all at once. Like, it's almost like if we protected these people, that none of this would ever happen.
Yeah.
No, what are you talking about, Scotty? You're crazy.
According to investigators, the fire occurred several hours after Major appeared in New Orleans City Court and received a 24-hour eviction notice from the complex in the 1600 block of Washington Avenue. First City Court Clerk Austin Badon or something said that the notice required Major to leave by 11:30 a.m. on Tuesday. Investigators alleged that Major, who had previously threatened the lives of the landlord's family, angrily fled the courtroom. On Monday night, at least 2 people saw Major leaving her unit at 8:40 p.m. and noticed a glow through Major's front window, according to investigators. When the light grew brighter and brighter, one witness realized it was actually a fire, and the others began warning the rest of the people who lived there to get out as the blaze spread.
I just had a thought. Scroll up a little bit, TJ, just a tad. That county clerk, Austin Badon, what if he named... What if he married a woman whose last name was Kadonk, and then he hyphenated it?
Okay.
Austin Badon Kadonk.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
I've never been anyone with that.
Go ahead. You've earned. You've play yourself a little laugh track. You've earned it.
Yeah. Austin Badon Kadonk.
That is pretty funny.
I hope there's a woman in the world like that for him, and that can happen.
Yeah, we just need to find him someone named Kadonk.
Yep. There's got to be at least one Kadonk out there for him, you know?
Yeah. I'm Felicia Kadonk.
I'm Austin Badon. Nice to meet you. I love it.
Yeah, it really sucks that these people are like out on the street, you know, but it also sucks that millions of people are out on the street because their landlords are evicting them. Obviously, this kind of response is not justified.
Yeah, well, and ultimately the landlord is probably just going to win. They're probably going to get a bunch of money and build another building, and yeah.
And what about the 26 people who lost? They're not going to get shit out of this, probably.
No,
they're just. They might. I don't know.
If they might, if they have renter's insurance, they could probably get some stuff.
If they kept renter's insurance, and in apartment complexes for shit like this, there's a standard like insurance thing payout that goes to people that are displaced in a large fire.
Well, I hope they get it. I hope that they're safe, because you know, this happened in Louisiana, obviously, and I know that things can be kind of like fast and loose and weird here. So I hope that I hope this isn't one of those things where that's the case. Here's another picture where you see the swimming pool is filled with like debris and charred water and stuff, and it's like really nasty. It's crazy. And poor dog, whatever fucking dog died. I'm assuming that was probably a dog that was home alone and the apartment owner wasn't there to save it. So that's brutal.
But there's going to be more of this.
Yeah. I'm just scared for the day that, someone like in a big high rise kind of fucking apartment, sets a fire at some lower level of the fucking apartment,
I live in a big ass fucking complex like this right now.
Yeah. I mean, like someone gets evicted fucking 2 floors below you, it could be crazy.
Yep.
It could be fucking nuts. Man arrested for going through Taco Bell drive-thru naked, says clothes were in washer.
Dude, sometimes when you got the munchies, you guys know how it is.
Yeah.
Clothes in the washer, you got to eat.
Yeah. You got to do what you got to do, man. You got to do what you got to do.
Was this you, TJ?
Hey, I can either confirm nor deny that I might have gone to Oklahoma City.
Okay. Where were you on the night of August 20? I don't know when this happened, but
it happened on March 30th, actually.
March 30th, TJ. Where were you March 30th, TJ?
Yeah.
Oklahoma City.
This is actually...
I should guys remember TJ went to Las Vegas, Nevada.
Well, this is actually... that's just what this picture is from. This is not the actual
I meant to say
location.
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
So the Oklahoma City Police Department responded to Taco Bell on the 1000 block of South Meridian Saturday night, just before 9 p.m., in reference to a call about a man going through the drive-thru naked. According to police reports, Christopher Sale, 61, was in his vehicle in the drive-thru completely naked. Sales paid for his food at the restaurant, then reportedly asked the employee for an additional taco. One of the employees was not comfortable with this, and another employee gave him the additional taco when he asked for more sauce, still not leaving the drive-thru.
Okay, that's like a kink, dude.
Yeah. Sale asked for napkins after receiving the sauce, then eventually left the drive-thru only to come back through and ask for more sauce for his food. Okay, so you know what? If this dude had just been like, I'm going to go through the Taco Bell drive-thru naked and just gotten his food and left, it never would have went past this. No, it was the fact that he stuck around and like wanted to obviously like, how about some sauce?
Oh yeah, I got fire sauce.
How about some napkins?
Oh, do you have... Could you hand me some napkins?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go back through a round. Actually, there's a few things I want to. There's a few more things I want to get. Oh yeah. This is great.
Hey, now that I've got my food, do you think you'd mind throwing an extra taco in there? Give me a little stack of napkins. A little more. Only 2 more napkins, please. Can I get 3 extra sauces? Oh, thank you. Now, could you make that 4? Thank you. Look at me.
More sauce. Completely naked. When police officers were able to detain Sale, he told them he was hungry and that all of his clothes were in the washer. Okay. He also stated to the police that he did not know it was against the law to drive naked.
I didn't know that either.
I mean, yeah.
As they always tell you, ignorance of law is no excuse.
So, I mean, like, on one hand, I don't think it should really be illegal for someone to be naked if they want to be naked. But on the other hand, in the context of the society we live in, it obviously disturbs people. And, he obviously was I think it constitutes sexual harassment on the level he did it at, where he keeps like making himself stay in there and stuff.
This guy's just a nudist or whatever. He goes, I would like 3 tacos.
Yeah, he's like, it's this exhibitionist shit is what this is. This is not my clothes are in the washer or whatever, No.
Well, I mean, look, I think you could have a legit argument if you're really a nudist and like, if like you would conduct yourself differently, you would get your stuff and you leave. If that's all he did, then I'd be like, I don't give a shit. But like, obviously, if you're like, stroking the shaft and shit, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna adjust my balls a little bit. Come on.
Could you just give me a couple more tacos? Yeah, that's good. Oh yeah, stuff that taco good. Stuff it. Oh yeah, stuff it good. Yeah, get more cheese. More. Here comes the sour cream, baby. Yeah.
Break that in half. Oh yeah, I'm gonna just drizzle myself with it. Oh god, that's so tasty, isn't it?
I'm gonna rub the sauce all over my body. Yeah.
Sorry to bug you all again, but it's me, the naked guy. Think I could get some more sauce if I went ahead and pulled up to the window? Thank you so much.
I'll wait.
Pretty creepy. All right. Portland protesters sing "Happy Tear Gas to You" as riot declared outside of Mayor Wheeler's home.
This is pretty crazy, dude.
Is there video of them singing it? Nope.
Pictures and I come.
Oh, maybe it's here. This is where it is.
Tear gas to you. Happy tear
gas to you.
Happy tear gas. Wheeler. Happy tear gas to you. Woo.
Yep.
Happy tear gas to you.
There was another one too. I think it was in,
you know, as long as America is going to die, we might as well have a little dance on its grave. I don't see why not.
Why not? Some whiskey.
They're doing the Macarena. They're doing the fucking Macarena.
They are doing the Macarena.
That's the fucking Macarena.
That's the dude. I haven't seen the Macarena since the Macarena.
I didn't even know these fucking. There we go. They're playing it even. Hey.
Doing the Macarena outside of his house.
Love it, dude.
I love it,
dude. I love these protesters.
Oh man. Oh, and
to think, Portland. I got to do the Macarena, dude.
Man, what am I doing here? I'm going to Portland. I want to light some fires and do the Macarena and fucking taunt the mayor and shit.
Doing the Macarena. We're in a party hat while you're doing it. I mean, come on.
And then like these conservatives are like, these are terrorists. We got to fear the terrorists. It's like they're doing the Macarena in the street, dog. You know what I mean? Like I don't see ISIS doing the Macarena. Do you?
Dude, am I wrong about the Macarena being...
Right so far.
Let me see if I got this. You stick your hand out, then and
then you shake your
head. Hey, Macarena. I think that's mostly right.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I like the Macarena, something like that. There's dude, I could get it again. I want to do the Macarena.
Yeah, why the fuck not?
Macarena out in front of the fucking mayor's house at fucking 4 a.m, keeping him awake all night.
God bless this amazing country sometimes.
I love protesters, man.
Dude, America, really, it truly is the cradle of the best and of the worst, as Leonard Cohen once sang.
Yeah.
This is the best, and then everything that other people think is the best is the worst.
Yes.
Let's see, what's this? Wait, hold on, I need to make sure. Okay.
Oh, I've actually read about this place.
All right, so I am stuck until that border opens, marooned in paradise.
Dude, this is crazy. I didn't even know this existed.
This geographically isolated community in Washington State has avoided the coronavirus, but at considerable cost. What's that, Scotty?
Like, yeah, this is like an island community that's technically part of Washington, but in order to get to the mainland, they have to cross the Canadian border.
Uh-huh.
And Canada has closed its borders.
Right.
So they're basically American citizens that are trapped on the other side of an international border, and they can't come into America proper.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is crazy.
Dude, you know what? Helicopter flights, man.
I don't think they're allowed to do that.
Point Roberts, Washington.
Like, what about a boat?
A home that long seemed like paradise is lately beginning to feel more like Alcatraz. The 5 square mile drop of land clinging to the southern end of British Columbia, with views of snow-capped Mount Baker in the east and the San Juan Islands to the south, Point Roberts is detached from the rest of Washington state, not far south of Vancouver. It is a relic of the Oregon Treaty of 1846, which set the northern border of what was then the Oregon Territory at the 49th parallel. To reach the rest of the United States from Point Robert requires 2 international border crossings with a 24-mile drive in between. The isolation is both a blessing and a curse during a pandemic. Despite having no coronavirus cases to date, Point Roberts may be the last place in the United States to return to normal because the Canadian government has extended its border closure each month since shutting down on March 21st. Only people with reasons deemed essential are allowed to cross, and the order has been strictly enforced. So these people are basically stuck on this island at this point and have been for a while.
These are all causes for war here. We've got to invade Canada, dude.
Yep.
The few businesses in Point Roberts depend on cross-border commerce. Canadian tourists and seasonal residents, who quadruple the population during the summer months, generate about 90% of the annual income. Some of the 1,300-year-long residents fear that if the closure continues, they may never reopen.
What is Canada doing to this country, TJ? They're destroying a town in America.
We should just let Canada destroy an American town.
look, TJ, our country's losing a lot of shit. Canada's weak. The tanks roll in. We take over Vancouver. We punish Canada and say, look, the borders reopen. We do whatever we want. That's it.
We just need to take whatever that 22 miles worth of land is that separates this from that, and just be like, nope, new Oregon Treaty. This is now Oregon.
Brian Calder, 79, whose family arrived in 1895, predicts that Point Roberts is going to be a ghost town by mid next. Dude, wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute, dude. We should us and our fans should just go and buy this fucking island, dude. Once it becomes a ghost town, we need to swoop in and just fucking declare it DFF-topia, like it's its own country and shit.
I'm sure that both of the international governments that would have a stake in that happening would be totally fine with us.
But you know what? Like, if we fucking take it over and we got guns and shit, like Canada and the United States, they'll be too busy fighting each other over who's going to fucking go in and fucking conquer us and shit. So they're going to... It's a stalemate between them. So they'll just be like, fuck it, leave them alone. And we'll just be there with our guns and shit, like, hey, until we starve. But, It
definitely wouldn't be a joint military operation to resecure the agreed upon border. No. They would definitely spark a wider war between Canada and the United States.
Yes.
So,
I mean, but look, we've seen the United States government. They're scared to go after people who actually are armed. They're just like, Waco, Ruby Ridge. We don't want that fucking bad press. So if we just fucking take this island and arm ourselves to the teeth, they'll just be like, leave them alone. They'll fucking starve themselves out eventually.
Yeah, and we will. What if they just?
Well, that's when we sign a deal with fucking China for them to airdrop supplies to us. You know what I mean?
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. And then they'll do it to make the American government look weak. We can make a deal with China or Russia or somebody. Someone will send us some shit.
Yeah. 10,000 pounds of Twinkies into this village.
Yeah, exactly. So this is DFF-topia, dude. Like, fucking share the vision. Come on, guys.
All right, fair enough. I'm on board.
Parks anchor. You can start your cult on one half. I can start my cult on the other half. Scotty can be caught in the middle.
Now too. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I didn't know you're taking you just trying to steal my thunder. You creating a competing cult now.
Yeah, I'm gonna my cult's gonna kick your cult's ass, bitch.
Each other.
The Tajikifants are gonna fucking slit the throat of every polisher they see, but not yet.
What are they going to do? Roll after us?
Yeah. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful.
Their little T-Rex arms.
Anyway, so this little community is fucked, basically. Like, this thing's going away. I mean, it looks nice, too. I mean, it sucks.
It does. I mean, it's probably...
nice little community there. But, hey, Canada just doesn't care about destroying the lives of innocent Americans. So.
That's true. I mean, look at them, man. All these people just fucking... This kid's fucking mowing lawns, even though these people haven't even been back to their houses or nothing.
I gotta take an emergency piss. I'll be right back.
Okay. Emergency piss, he says.
He's just boned, dude.
They're fucking...
All these families, look, they're burning their belongings for heat.
Yeah, this sucks. I wonder how they are getting food. I mean, someone's got to be coming through to fucking deliver food and shit. I mean...
I would imagine, but who the fuck knows?
But I mean, like, they got to be... I mean, like, if their shit is based on, like, tourism...
Which it is.
And there's no fucking money coming into the town from outside. Like, that's like what sustains this town. So like this thing's like, they gotta be, maybe they're not running out of food, but they gotta be running out of money.
They said that the money that are made by the people that own businesses on this town, 90% of it is made in the summer months.
Right. From the fucking
tourism,
the tourists.
Right.
Because they said that during the summer season, the population of the island like quadruples or whatever.
Right.
And, all the tourists bring with them money. And that money is what sustains the fucking existence of this fucking island. So without that, it's fucked.
Yep.
And, it's like, it's like a lot of fucking businesses are going through the same thing right now. Like, can we fucking really survive, without that money? Like, we've seen a shit ton of restaurants close. I mean, I've seen restaurants around here that have been around for a while. This fucking shit wiped them out. I'm sure other people in other parts of our country have seen the same. A lot of fucking industries going through this shit right now.
Yep.
But like a town like this, they're suffering it even worse. But on the plus side, at least they haven't had any corona cases, I guess.
I mean, yeah, they're safe from that, but at what cost?
It's pretty much total economic destruction. It's almost like kind of a microcosm of like the wider society at large, though, if you think about it. It would
be like if Chicago decided when the first coronavirus case was announced in the United States to burn itself to the ground.
Yeah, it's like, well, no corona here. No Chicago either, but,
no human beings either, but whatever, no corona.
No corona. Without human beings to catch the coronavirus, there can be no coronavirus. Go away. Amber Heard accuses Johnny Depp of smear campaign in $100 million countersuit.
Dude, when I was looking at the canoes last night, which I assume you got this from.
This is where I got it, yeah. They love this story over there. They love it.
This story has become such a fucking shit show of he said, she said, snipey bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like every week it's somebody, the villain position changes. You know what I mean? Like last week it was like Johnny Depp, you know, at wit's end as Amber Heard lies. And then now it's like, you know, Johnny Depp smeared Amber Heard.
Yeah. And now I saw another article that was like, Johnny Depp led an army of internet trolls against Amber Heard. And then, you know, but like, it's like they just like oscillate and they like stoke both sides to keep interest going. And we're here fucking doing the same thing by covering it. But like, we've covered so many stories about it. Like the moment she shit on his bed was the moment where I was like, well, we have no choice now. We have to like cover this from now on. Like, this is like, we're in this now. Like, we're in it.
The Amber Heard turd was quite frankly the most scintillating piece of celebrity divorce news that I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
Easily. And you know what? Can you believe there's actually people in our audience who are like, fucking, that was disgusting. Why'd you devote so much time to that? Why'd you show that? And all this stuff. It's like, dude.
How did you end up watching this show?
Yeah. Like, this is deep fat fried. She literally shat on Johnny Depp's bed. And he took a picture of it, and the picture is online. Like,
we're not gonna look at it.
Like this, like a fucking famous Hollywood starlet took a shit on a bed intentionally. Like, how the fuck is that not interesting to you? I mean, like, even if you're not normally into like tabloid shit, this is literally tabloid shit.
Yeah. Amber Heard turd.
Anyway. Amber Heard is Okay, what is that? What's that about? Can we stop that noise, please? Amber Heard is countersuing ex-husband. Stop! What is going on? You guys hearing that shit?
That's you.
I know. What is it?
That's the sound when a USB device is being connected or
well, it's not. That's not happening though. Though is the thing. Like, stop.
I don't know what's going on with you, TJ.
Stop, computer. You can. It's okay. Whatever you think is happening is not happening.
Simmer down, boy.
It's like, okay, got it.
Any
Thanks.
more you want to do?
You want to? Yeah, you got any more in you, computer? You want to fucking share another one of those with me? No, we're good. Okay, cool.
Now that you want it to do it, it won't do it.
Yeah, it'll do it again in a minute. Just like as soon as I start trying to get back to the story, be like, doo. Amber Heard is countersuing ex-husband Johnny Depp. Okay, for $100 million, accusing him of using trolls and fake social media accounts in a smear campaign to ruin her life. According to court documents. Let me ask you this: was that really your turd on the bed? Because
yeah,
was that faked?
Like, dude, I don't care how it's decided, dude. I don't care about the facts. I just want to know: did she drop the turd or not?
What do you think the count on Johnny Depp's sheets are? I mean, that turd. She deserves to have her life ruined for that.
Yeah.
Those are expensive fucking sheets.
And you know what? The fact that her name rhymes with turd, I mean, come on.
Cheap Walmart sheets? Come on.
No, dude, he's got like 20,000 thread count Egyptian cotton sheets, and she took a big old nasty fibrous turd all over it, dude. You can't fix that sheet.
Oh, dude, that's one of the nastiest turds I've ever seen, too.
It was real gross.
Oh, look at this weird shit on the side, too. Amber Heard thought Elon Musk gave her bugged Tesla court docs show.
It's just the weirdest shit.
What you need to know about the possible verdict in Johnny Depp's lawsuit. Amber Heard speaks out on incredibly painful okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. So she's countersuing, saying that his lawsuit is frivolous, and she's seeking twice the amount of compensatory damages that he had sought from her. The actress said she was finally fighting back with the August 9th filing made as the couple, still awaiting a judge's decision on Depp's similar legal battle in the UK. Heard claimed that Depp's U.S. lawsuit merely continues his abuse and harassment, and again accused him of rampant physical violence while having called her the most horrendous of names, including cunt, whore, and disgusting pig, and inhuman scum-filled suckfish.
Whoa.
That's a cool one.
Damn, Johnny.
You know what? We should be inclined to believe her because remember all the times that Johnny Depp sued his exes. Like,
and not only that though, but like, here's the question for me that this all hinges on: was that really her turd? Because if it was, then she definitely deserves to be called a cunt and a whore and a disgusting pig and an inhuman scum-filled suckfish.
And I want to hear the fucking speech that Johnny Depp's like Southern lawyer or I guess corporate lawyer gives about the turd. I really that's the one thing I want to hear from the case.
Yeah.
Not content to let the jury decide the lawsuit, Mr. Depp and or his agents acting on his behalf have orchestrated a false and defamatory smear campaign, the counterclaim alleged. To do this, he controlled dozens, if not hundreds, of bots and social media accounts created specifically for the purpose of targeting her, the filing said, suggesting some could even be tied to Russia. She's literally making the Russian bot argument, dude. Johnny Depp hired Russian bots. Okay, wait. Doesn't this bitch not sound crazy at this point? Like, she's literally says Elon Musk gave her a bug Tesla, and now she's saying that Johnny Depp hired Russian bots to fucking make her look bad on Twitter.
Keen defense, like from a real credible human being.
Like, she's fucking nuts, dude. I believe Johnny. I'm fucking taking Johnny Depp's side. Fuck impartiality. Like, I wasn't even convinced by the Russian bots. I'm convinced by her. That
Johnny
this is valid.
Depp is using vote bots to attack my family. Oh my God, dude. Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you for your attention through this long trial. I want you to all close your eyes, if you would, and imagine that you are about to climb into your nice warm bed. You pull the sheets back. And instead of that nice linen smell that you're used to, another smell hits your nostrils. The smell, ladies and gentlemen, unmistakable of human fecal matter. And what do you see when you open your weary eyes at the spot in which you usually take your repose? A toid, ladies and gentlemen. Not just any toid, but the most disgusting toid that you've ever seen in your life. An Amber Heard toid. Oh, I gotta see this, dude. I gotta see this trial, man.
Yeah. So let me tell you something. When Johnny Depp is through with all this, no matter how it turns out, his next movie role has to be playing himself in a drama centered around these proceedings, dude.
I already know. And tell me that's not the perfect turd. The turd should be played by Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson just laying there as a turd. Hey there, Johnny. I'm an Amber Heard. Amber Heard. Turd. Johnny Depp, lay down your head. Amber Heard's turd is in your bed.
Not really, but still, please let this happen, please.
You thought you were going to sleep, but in your bed, I did creep.
I love it.
Oh, boy.
Please make it happen. Dear God, yes. All of this needs to happen.
Yep.
Good times. All right. Kanye West repeats claim that Kim Kardashian nearly aborted daughter North 7 just months after it sparked a marriage crisis between them.
This is dude. I got to tell you something, Kanye. I know you're not listening, but
he watches our show. He's reached out.
I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. I used to really not like your wife all that much. And seeing her deal with your crazy bullshit with the grace that she has, you are fucked. She's going to leave you. She's going to take half of everything that you have. And all you had to do was be nice to her and be kind to her and not be a public fucking nuisance and not drive her insane with your insane fucking commentary about what may or may not have happened privately between you. Like, it's just so fucking stupid for him. Like, a woman that is willing to put up with that type of shit is rare. Any person, man or woman. You find somebody that's willing to, like, especially in this weird situation where it's like a public fucking relationship, and she stands by him and protects him and urges people to be compassionate to him, and he just keeps doing it. He's fucked.
Kanye West discussed decision not to abort child on Nick Cannon's podcast. It was my wife who said, "This is a soul," he told Cannon during the interview. comes after Kanye made the revelation during an explosive campaign rally. His marriage to Kim Kardashian was said to be in crisis following the event. Kanye West has repeated claims that Kim Kardashian nearly aborted their daughter North just months after sparking a marriage crisis between them. Speaking on comedian Nick Cannon's podcast, Cannon's Class, the renowned rapper discussed the couple's decision not to abort their daughter. It comes after Kanye made the revelation about the couple's private life during an explosive presidential campaign rally in South Carolina in July. Because of South Carolina, there are many people that have decided to have a child. They have connected, Kanye said on the podcast. They never saw anyone in my position take that position against abortion. And yeah, they have, Kanye. And say, look at this. This is a 7-year-old right here, and she might never have made it here. He continued, it was my wife who said, this is a soul. And the scariest thing is she had the pills. You take the pills, and the next morning the baby is gone. She had them in her hand. Kanye's marriage to reality TV star Kim Kardashian was said to be at a crisis point following the explosive rally in South Carolina. During the event, the rapper emotionally revealed, blah, 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 blah. We know all this.
RU486, the pill that he's talking about, is not an abortion pill, by the way. It's a pill that prevents the implantation of a fucking zygote.
Right. But, you know, it's Kanye West, Paul.
Only good for 24 hours after you nut up in that pussy.
They're saying that they're paying you to do what you're doing to be a distraction, Cannon said in reply, which is what the cahoots and Republicans thing. Right. Kanye quickly quashed that suggestion, saying, bro, can't nobody pay me. I got more money than Trump.
That's probably true.
I mean, but yeah, you also did say at one point that you weren't denying that that was true. And you've actually met with Republican operatives. So it kind of, you know, like you've actually cooperated with them. Like they've like Republicans have reached out to you and been like, yeah, we want to help you get on the ballot in these states. Like, why do you think they're doing that, Kanye? Like, you know, they're not doing that because they're hoping that you're the next president. You want an alternative of 4 years of Yee? Is that realistic right now in 2020? I'm not running for president. I'm walking, West replied. I'm not running for president. I'm walking for president. Just heading there real slow, you know?
You'll get there eventually.
West claimed that he's richer than Trump appears to be untrue, as Forbes lists the former net worth at 1.3 and the latter's at 2.1.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I have a feeling
Trump's notorious for having inflated his fortune, though, so I don't know about that.
So is Kanye.
That's
as well.
true. Yeah, both of them. Rich people, you know what? You ever think about this about rich people? Just like as kind of an aside, like they literally live in like a hierarchy. You know, like they live in a caste system where they just totally dick measure about how much money they got. Like the more money you got, the more like, yeah, you're richer than me, so okay, I bow to you, richer person. You know.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird,
dude. Look over to the right. Look at Anderson Cooper with his shirt off.
Damn.
Holy fuck. Is that real?
Yeah, it looks real.
Paul's like,
he's pretty pale, but he's I mean, like
he's put together.
Yeah, he's got an. I mean, like he's not like totally cut or anything, but like you know, he looks like he's pretty good fucking shape to me.
He's like a silver fox twink.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I didn't even know it existed.
Well, wait a minute. I need to go follow a new person on Instagram. Hold on.
Let me go to Twitter right now. Anderson, how do you spell his last name? P-O-O-P-E-R? I mean, C-O-O-P-E-R?
What is this? What's going on here?
Oh, I guess that he didn't want this picture posted on social media.
Oh, okay.
And whoever posted it,
Silver Fox Andy Cohen took to his profile Tuesday with some sexy thirst trap throwbacks of his shirtless pal Anderson Cooper. So I guess that Anderson Cooper didn't want it.
Yeah, Anderson Cooper was like, "Hey, dude, I don't want that."
The 52-year-old captioned the photos. If it were a normal year, I'd be on vacation with my pal, threatening to post shirtless pics of him. Well, it's 2020. I'm sitting on my deck, so I figured I'd post them without asking to piss him off. So I guess it worked.
And it did. I don't know why though. Like, what's his
like Anderson Cooper doesn't want you to see how fucking fit he is.
I didn't want people to see what a specimen of fucking physical perfection I am. How dare you?
How dare you, son of a bitch.
I didn't want anybody to see that I literally look like fucking that giant carving of Adam.
Oh, please look away.
I didn't want people to see my rippling pecs. Oh.
Anderson Cooper, pretty fit.
That's going in the FAP file for later.
Going in the FAP file.
Oh,
I gotta be honest with you. Right now, the FAP file is full of pictures of nothing but Jude Law, so he's about to get some company in there.
Yeah, Jude and Anderson. Maybe you could write some Jude Law, Anderson Cooper / fiction, dude.
Or maybe this show will get big enough to where I'll have enough money to make like a Brokeback Mountain-esque movie about Anderson Cooper and Jude Law.
Dude. Or maybe you could just pay them each for like one night of hedonistic pleasure at some kind of like seedy motel somewhere or something.
Maybe I'll buy Epstein's Island and just make it like Twink Island instead of Pedo Island. We'll rehabilitate that island's image.
Yeah, there you go.
Legal Twink Island only. You know what I mean? Anderson Cooper
can be like king of the Twinks.
On Anderson Island, dude.
Yeah.
Scan it. All right, you're legal.
Yep.
Anderson. Kiss me, Anderson Cooper.
Dude, if I'm telling you, dude, if Anderson Cooper looking like that made a move on me, I would be jelly in his hands.
Paul just be like,
I already know I do that, dude, because I'm not even like Tommy from the Bronx did that shit to me, and I'm not even really attracted to him.
And you were still just like,
walked up to me from like down the beach and stripped his fucking shirt off and walked up to me and just cupped my face and went in for I'd be buttered, dude. If you wanted.
Oh, like you had me at hello.
Oh, Cooper. Oh, Anderson. I never believed for a second you were kneeling in that puddle, Anderson. I know you were standing. Oh, oh shit. I kind of love this show.
Yeah.
Look at those fries, dude.
I kind of love this fucking show. You know what I mean?
Ain't it beautiful?
It's beautiful. It really is beautiful.
Objection.
Oh, you got your gavel.
Yeah.
Sure, objection.
So I can out gavel you. I got to get a big, giant, oversized one. So the next time you pull it out, I'm just
the problem is, okay, there we go. I could put it there. And actually, so the problem is you need to see it go down. Like, so it's like, objection.
Right.
Order in my court.
You got to put like a platform off camera right there so you can just.
Well, there is. I have the little.
Oh, you got the little gavel banger. Yeah. I just got to get I'm going to get one the size of a croquet mallet. And the next time you do that, I'm going to go, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, check out my gavel, bitch.
I'm just going to smash my computer with it.
I'm going to fucking launch a gavel from space. It's like the size of the Earth. It's going to be the meteor that destroys it is my gavel.
Do it.
Gavel. Just objection. You know.
You want to incinerate all life on Earth.
Yeah, you know, just to one up Paul. It's worth it. Well, it's fucking worth it, dude.
You want to have a gavel off? Let's do it.
Yeah, you know. Anderson Cooper walks up to Paul on the beach, like, breaking news. I'm hot for you. You know.
It's just in your ass. I'm like, oh fuck yes.
Maybe his dick has this just in tattooed to it. You know.
I bet it does, dude.
Anyway, thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Gotta subscribe on Patreon for the rest of the show. If you don't, then it means that your mama is a dirty hoe. Yes, you need to subscribe, damn play.